First time since 1955, there will not be one theme park or anything that we own operating anywhere on the planet.
So what does that? I mean, I know you don't work in the park. I mean, what does that mean for you? I mean, are you banned from the office, or?
Yeah, for now I'm banned from the office. Everyone is. I'm just supposed to work from home. Because I work for corporate, I have plenty of work to do, and in fact, any further action that's going to be taken here is probably going to fall on our team anyway. We're going to be the ones who put together the strategy.
Gotcha. So, okay.
Very busy. And then possibly very not busy. Then it'll be mandatory vacation and then unpaid leave. And
oh, no kidding. So, I mean, are you looking so everything I'm hearing is that this thing has got it's like a 2 to 3 week turnaround and everything kind of like goes away. So I'm hoping that it doesn't that it blows over a little bit. But.
Well, that happened in China because they just kind of locked everyone in jail pretty much.
They basically slammed the ham on it. But
yeah, we can't do that. What scares me is watching what's happening in Italy. That Italy's probably going to be closer to us, where it's
right.
Aren't quite willing to do what they're told, and their percentage of spread and their percentage of death is way higher than China.
Yeah, and I saw there was somebody was on Reddit was comparing the infection and death rates between Italy and the United States, and of course the United States is a couple of weeks behind them, but the numbers themselves match up perfectly. Which, let's be honest, the United States is a bigger country, but also we have a lot fewer tests. So,
yes,
for reasons that are shrouded in mystery. But yeah, we don't have as many of the test things. So I imagine there's a lot of people out there running around that simply just don't know.
Or had it, thought it was flu, already got over it, or yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, so over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be interesting. I think you're right. I think because the tests are now out there, we're just going to see our numbers.
We had to go to Cleveland yesterday. Thias's late Friday night. Thias's college basically sent out a blanket email to everybody saying, "Yeah, you've got until the 17th to sort of get your shit and get out."
Yeah, get out.
And so we were like, "Wow, the 17th is like Tuesday." Yeah. So we're like, how the fuck's that going to work? So we basically came to the conclusion that we were going to have to go yesterday or we weren't going to be able to make it.
Right.
So we trucked out there, and we went full, rubber gloves, hand sanitizer, social distancing our asses off. And we got there and got all, and the weather sucked. So the driving kind of sucked. And, but yeah, we got everything and
got it all
back. Yeah, we got it all back here, including his car. So right now it's all in object quarantine. So it's basically in a corner. All his shit is in a corner of my basement for the next 4 days while we, because it says the stuff only lasts on inanimate objects for like 4 days. So.
Yeah, it doesn't last long.
Yeah. So.
By the way, hi Don.
Oh hey Don, how you doing?
Kind of bummed the XFL got canceled along with
it. No kidding.
Every other that's the curse of St. Louis.
It's just like, what the fuck? Was it a home game this weekend? Going to be the home game this weekend or no?
Next weekend was supposed to be the home game.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, but I was still going to watch this game, but yep.
Yeah, I'm still surprised so many things they originally said they just put on TV with no fans and then changed their mind at the last minute. Like NASCAR is a bit weird, but I can't understand golf. Why wouldn't you just play golf? It's two people and two caddies.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It's all the support people and all the
but you don't need to have that if you have no fans.
If you have TV, you have to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could have a small crew, 1-2 cameras going. Go back to the way we did it in the 70s, not the multi-million-dollar, stuff. The announcer.
As soon as the NBA shut down because one of their players was sick, everyone.
Did you see that guy on the Jazz? I saw part of it where he's like mocking these guys, like, "Oh, it's no big deal." He's like licking the mics and touching all the stuff, and then like 24 hours later, he tests positive for it. In fact, the whole team tests positive, and everybody's like, "He's gonna have to get traded. He's not gonna be able to play for that team anymore."
He offered to do a what do you call it? A community service spot about that.
Right. Don't
Like-
lick microphones and floors.
Take it seriously.
Don't be a butthole like I was. You know.
Yes,
that kind of
exactly. Like Yul Brynner did about smoking. I
Well,
smoked.
so-
Now I'm dead.
Now I'm dead. So I was just talking with my mother-in-law the other day, like yesterday, and basically she's like, and I'm like, don't go to church, don't you're 80 years old, you're the target demographic for this book.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's so overblown, I'm just gonna go. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that. But if you do, just make sure, call the lawyer, make sure your will's in order and everything. And she's like, oh, that's real funny.
Make sure your caring grandson is.
Yeah, just make sure that you remember all the times that I helped you with stuff.
Hi, Gordon.
Hey, Gordon.
Hey,
What's happening?
happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
You as well. Did you do anything fun today?
No, I just kind of puttered around. Stuff.
I cooked a lot. So I got both kids home, and so I made a big pot of beef stew and another pot of chili just to sort of have kicking around. I baked a ham for sandwiches, and I made garlic bread.
A bit of a gassy household there.
Yeah. And I'm the gassiest one. No open flames around here. All right. Ooh, I got to send out the thing. I'm late on the thing again. Hold on a second.
Your kids' school's all canceled, Les?
Yeah, everything's fruxed. Hold on a second. Let me check this out.
I'm going to switch my internet connection. I might drop here a second.
Okay. Yeah, so Thias' school, they basically said don't bother coming back from spring break, and they're going to do everything remotely. We'll see how that works. And Jonas is going into spring break next week, so he's off for the week already. So they're still sorting out what they want to do. They haven't made a definitive decision yet. So we'll see.
They should be spreading that thing around these young kids. Get it over with. Make them immune to it.
I
There you
don't
go.
think it generates immunity, does it? When you get it, I think you can get it
They
again.
don't know yet.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't know yet.
I mean, with flus, if you get a variety of flu, don't you develop immunity to it? I'm not really sure about that, though.
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think you
nothing
can develop
permanent.
immunity. Yeah, something I think you can get like the flu shot will give you
I know it's
like
constantly changing,
temporary.
like the flu
Yeah.
little things.
Well, that's why people who get the flu shot sometimes get the flu, because there's like 1,000 different kinds of it, and they can only give you a shot for what they know.
Well, actually, the shot gives you the flu. It gives you a very mild case of the flu, which then gives you not immunity, but just enhanced white blood cell counts against it for a while.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's what I need. I need enhanced white blood cell counts. Just in general. I like that.
You like the rich people that filter their blood all the time with.
There you go.
Well,
Platelet spinning.
Give blood? My blood? No. Shan't be doing that. But so, what else did anybody do anything fun outside of self quarantining this weekend? Nothing. Just sitting around.
Went and
Those
visited
guns
my
for
parents.
sales.
Hmm.
What was that, Dan? What did you say, Dan?
Oh, I just said I went and visited my parents. That's all. My
they
aunt's
down in-
birthday.
Are they down in Florida?
Are they far away?
Yeah, it's about an hour drive. They're in Kissimmee.
Oh, okay.
Retirement
Cool.
community, a walled fortress, as they're now referred. Swearing they're never going to leave it again.
That's awesome. They ever read The Mask of Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah, my aunt used to teach English lit.
You might want to tip them off to the sort of the last couple of paragraphs of that
Yeah.
particular story. About how the aristocrats locked themselves away behind their tall walls to avoid the plague and
Yeah.
somehow managed to get in. But so where is everybody? I sent out the email. Where are all our peeps and our homies?
Lost Gordon.
We lost Gordon. All right, but
He said he might
he's
drop
still
off.
on roll 20. We've got Lothar. Where are all those guys? How come they're not getting in yet? We've got everything here. We're all ready to go. Everything's ready.
I see Mike's on roll 20.
Yeah, they're on roll 20. They'll show up here soon.
Yeah, they got to be on the way. Hey, there's Chuck.
Howdy.
Hey, what's happening?
Not too much.
How was your plague-infested weekend?
That was good.
Yeah? Did you have to burn any bodies or bring out your dead or anything like that?
No, there was none of that going on.
All right. So pretty boring then, I guess.
I mean, basically, I'm a homebody introvert. I've been training for this my entire life. They act like going for an entire weekend without seeing another human being is odd. That's pretty much my weekend.
That's it, huh? How about you, Michael? What did you do this weekend?
Let's see.
We're
I did
looking
everything
at
there
it?
was to do, which is nothing.
Perfect.
They
Friday
both canceled everything, so I pretty much.
Yeah, how was Friday night's game?
It was good.
It was good? Did anybody write any notes so I can post them on our websites?
No, but we all kissed with tongues at the end. That way, if one of us has coronavirus, we won't die.
Now you're just rubbing it in, aren't you? Rubbing
That's
it
what you
in.
missed out on.
Actually, Les, I thought about you and your quote gathering earlier today. So
Oh, yeah?
I have to tell you this. My girlfriend was over and she was looking for a snack. Dinner was on, but it wasn't going to be ready for a few hours. And she decided to get this protein bar out of my pantry.
Okay.
And she asked if they were any good. And I said, no, I bought them. I tried them. I think they're terrible. But I kept them around so you can try them and see what you think of them before I just waste them and throw them away. So she picks one and goes in the other room and apparently opens it. And she takes a bite and starts. And she comes running in from the living room to the kitchen going, oh, my God, it gets worse the longer I chew. And then she flips open the trash can, spits the thing in, reaches into the pantry, and literally throws all of them away.
What kind of protein bar is
Oh,
it?
no, then, right?
And I'm standing in the kitchen with, I can't stand up straight. My hands are on my knees. I'm laughing so hard. And all I can think is that would be on Les's Twitter now.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. It's been, I'll tell you what, it has been a relative gold mine for Twitter these last several weeks that we've been playing. I mean, people are just like right there with stuff. It's been a good time. So who are we waiting for? Where's Matt?
Right.
We're waiting for Matt, and we're waiting for Gordon to come back. Am I got that right? All right, so I'm gonna forward something to Matt real quick. One moment. I forgot how to spell Matt. That's hard.
It's very complex.
Okay, send that. So while we're waiting for Gordon and Jennifer and Matt to jump on, did you guys see that email that I sent out about potential for during these dark times to for those of us who are trapped at home and either self or mandatory quarantining?
I did not.
What about I'm thinking who would be interested in maybe a Saturday game as well as all our other games? Would anybody be interested in that? I got a couple of responses of people that were primarily positive, but I wanted to ask you guys what you thought.
How do you do that? How do you do all these games?
I have no other real life.
I'm already doing a Saturday game with Betsy.
I've
Nerd.
eliminated all other things from my life where I just sit here in front of this laptop until 8 o'clock on Sunday rolls around, and then hey, I'm right. No, I'm stuck working from home for the next probably 3 or 4 weeks. So no travel. I'm I'm grounded from my office, but from work, so I can't travel. I've basically abandoned all my other hobbies. Eating right, working out, all of that's gone by the wayside.
Well, not surprisingly.
Recently?
They canceled the rodeo. All major sports have canceled or postponed the starts of their season. They've canceled any group getting together of 250 or more. But according to the emergency alert system at Perry Homes, we're still open.
Okay.
So I still get to go to work.
Well, there was something I saw on now. I saw it on Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. But I saw it on the Illinois subreddit, and they were talking about that Pritzker is talking about maybe banning groups larger than 10.
They're
Like-
closing restaurants, Les. Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
they're closing restaurants. That's crazy. So
And
I
bars.
saw that's insane.
It
But
is.
I didn't even know.
It's
I didn't
not sustainable.
It can't be. Yeah, I mean, people are gonna. I mean, there's gonna be businesses that nobody hears from again.
Yeah.
They're going to put businesses on.
Restaurants run on a shoestring as it is, a lot of them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sucks. It sucks really bad.
That does suck. I mean, I hope that it's that it ultimately proves to be warranted, that it proves to be a good decision, because we shut down all this kind of stuff, and then this whole virus thing proves to be a huge boing like Y2K. Then people are going to murder some people.
But there's no way to prove that.
Well,
At
right,
this point-
exactly, yeah.
At this point, all of the people reacting or overreacting, depending on what your opinion is. If it peters out and nothing happens, they can say, victory, we did it, we stopped it. If it goes really bad, they can say, imagine how much worse it would be had we not done all this idiotic stuff. So
Yeah.
That's the future.
At this point, there's no empirical.
There's no
way
right
that you can
decision,
show
yeah.
that
Right.
they're being stupid.
Yep. No, that's right. Yeah, it's like proving a negative. Boy, that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's scary. That's going to be our election mantra come 3 more months.
Dealing with humans is difficult. I would just, I keep revisiting that website that I love to go to, which is privateislands.com. And there's an island in Michigan, like 2 square acres, little house, little boat dock, 1,000 feet at least from the shore. It's for sale for like $500,000. It's starting to look pretty damn good.
That's not that much for a little island.
As long as they've got internet.
That's not that much.
Well, I mean, frankly, if it didn't have internet now, I would be willing to run the cable. So, I'll run 1,000 feet of coax from the back door to the shore if I have to. But they rent it as an Airbnb, and that's what I originally looked at it from the point of view of an Airbnb, just like a week vacation, get away, do a little fishing, sort of abandon civilization a little bit, grill out a lot, get bit by mosquitoes, but it's also for sale. Gatto, stop moving.
I'm ready.
What's up with Dowd? What's he doing? What's the?
I haven't talked to him for a while. Last I talked to him, he was buying that campground in New Hampshire.
Hey, what's up with that?
Before he became a technologist, his degree is in forestry. He was a forest ranger.
Oh,
So that's why he used to go bird watching and all that kind of stuff. And he used to lead bird watching tours for people in our office and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I think he wants to sort of get back to nature. I don't blame him.
do you know?
I don't know. I haven't heard, but he said it was like 240 acres. It had like a hotel and cabins and all kinds of stuff. And I said, if you need a caretaker, I might know a guy
Goes
who,
nuts.
who's nuts, who's be nuts enough to move to New Hampshire and sit in the middle of an old wooden hotel in the middle of nowhere and process people coming in. Can you imagine? We could all make it with cabins and hotels and stuff. That, Gordon, to your point, we could make that our nursing home.
So just pool our money and hire like 1 or 2 people to come just kind of take care of us, and then
Yeah, cook, a handyman, and a couple of nurses.
So Don, your Gatto icon is reminding me of the Karate Kid with that pink. It looks like he's got a pink headband across his.
Wax on.
That's greater invisibility for 5 more rounds.
Yep.
Okay. Don's
All
ready.
right. So while we wait, I got an email back from Matthew. Said they'll be there shortly. He's running a little bit behind. He's probably putting the X-Man to bed. Let's talk about. So just to give some perspective. This is, I believe, the 5th session game that you guys have spent inside this building.
oh, it is exactly 5.
Is it 5? Okay. So yeah. So this is.
I'm
so
keeping very good track
We're under quarantine in the game.
because I've had pretty much half my character gone the whole time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I'm very much aware of every night.
Yeah, I mean, Storm got zapped in the first night. So,
Mike and I were talking Friday. This is how Mub felt during the big combat when he couldn't
I
hit
remember
anything
that.
because everything
Okay.
I couldn't close anything. Yep.
So you guys have been hit by wave after wave. First, when you guys come in, was an obvious ambush. The Templars, well over 20 of them, just kind of like blew in and tried to ambush you guys. You guys managed to extricate yourself from that. Then you guys began to sort of spread out, and then the Blackfire Adepts began to attack, and they started bombing you guys with spells and that kind of stuff. And then Flashheart opens up the door and lets out the brain creatures. So they are coming around. Who knows what they're all about?
Oh, wait, brains. That's what they're about.
That could be something like that. And then the summoner and her Eidolon from the attack at the previous place where she escaped. She came here. She's back in the mix, and she's been bossing people around and getting stuff and trying to get stuff done. But you guys have got her on the run. She's prone. She's crawled up against the door. She's fighting defensively. She's
done.
Yeah, she's not happy. That's for damn sure. So there's a lot going on. So basically, the last couple of rounds that happened last time is, on one hand, you've got Lothar and Gatto and the Elementals who are essentially chasing down the Eidolon. Farina finished off that Eidolon. Gatto had put some bleed on it and that kind of stuff. So, there was the summoner also gets attacked. She'd been flanked, and there was some use of teamwork feats by Farina and Otto, which was a ugly surprise for me personally, that she used to sort of get in there. Otto managed to trip her, so now the woman's on the ground. She's taking a lot of damage. She can't get off spells. She's crawling away. Gatto's invisible right there. She's within Lothar's protection from evil, but so there's bad times are happening. However, up to the north there is another Blackfire Adept who might be up to trouble. On the other side of the hallway of death, you have Flashheart, who managed to get the double doors closed against the brain creatures. Bardos put a hold portal on that to keep him in there. But you guys both could hear, voices inside, including one in common, exhorting each other to greater extents. In the meantime, it looks like at least a couple of brain creatures have come out through this area down in the south. To come around, and Flashheart was able to, at the very end, was able to hit 4 times on that one, deliver more than half its hit points as it's floating in front of him. Flashheart and Fletcher are both enlarged, and are taking the fight to the brain creatures. But in the meantime, there's just this chaos that is just everywhere, trying to sort of fight your way out of these waves upon waves and ambushes upon ambushes that the Templars and their associates keep throwing at you. Now, what you haven't seen is any more of what you think are Xanthir Vang's constructs, interplanar constructs. So that's a blessing in disguise.
No, there's no disguise. That's just a blessing.
It's just a blessing. So, but in the meantime, you've got a lot of things going on, and this battle is still raging. You suspect Vang still has resources that he hasn't thrown at. Now, a lot of people are hasted.
Matt.
Hi, all.
Hey, there he is.
Sorry I'm late, everyone.
Where are you, dude? This is a new background.
This is my living room right here. The house is under construction, so I'm not showing you the clutter that's everywhere because there's 2 bathrooms fixtures all sitting in a room in front of me here.
Nice.
But this is that's my wife's great grandmother.
That picture in the background?
Yeah.
From what era? The 18th century or something? Or?
1632, something like that.
Wow, 1632?
Yes.
That's awesome.
You imagine how excited I'm to have an ancient painting on my wall with an 8-year-old running into the house.
with a Sharpie in his hand.
The Sharpie and a crayon.
Yeah.
Have like plexiglass and like metal bars over it.
Yeah.
Well, we just got done recapping, and the last part of the recap was you stabbing the crap out of that brain dude in front of you, floating in front of you, and that was the last thing that we did. Now, Farina, you have spider climb. Lothar, you are flying. You are actually 8 feet off the ground right now with a bow of Erastil in your hand, shooting willy-nilly and murdering people. Almost everyone except for, I believe, Siggy and Baru are hasted for several more rounds. You've got the summoner on the ground, but you still got brain creatures. You've still got Blackfire Adepts running around. It's this fight is not over. So before we get started, before we jump right in with the current initiative rolls, does anybody have any questions, comments?
I have a question about Baru. If he's not hasted, but Bardos is, if Baru is on Bardos, how does that affect you if you're not hasted?
Well, if Baru is on Bardos, like in his like a pocket or something like that, then if Bardos, essentially Baru sacrifices his speed to Bardos, like Bardos could carry him. I mean, it's in the same manner that your if your normal speed is 30, your backpack moves at 30, but if your speed is now augmented to 70, your backpack moves at 70. So Baru would come along with you. Now, Baru, if he was going to do anything on his own, would be forced to use his normal speed because he's not.
Okay.
He doesn't get an extra attack as a full round action.
Yeah, an extra squeak as a full round action.
Question. I have a question. For Flashheart, I can see it looks like I'm enlarged again. I don't recall actually being enlarged. So how long is
I actually went over the tape. You were asleep when that happened. You did wake up. You did wake up later, and you're like, "What happened to me? How come I'm so big?" And Bardos, but no, this like the second to last round, Bardos enlarged both Flashheart and Fletcher.
8 rounds. So you got 6
I'm
left.
sorry.
It's 8 rounds total, so he's got 6 left. Sounds like.
8 rounds.
Thank
okay.
you. I'll try to stay awake on camera.
We just mute you. It's all right.
I try to be muted. Yeah. I run my mouth enough without snoring. Everybody okay? Feeling healthy-ish?
Everybody's good so far.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
thanks.
end of next week will be the big number there to see how we're all feeling then.
I'm asymptomatic, and I've been away from people for over 5 days. They say, so the WHO guys say that the average time from inception to symptoms is like 5.1 days, and I'm at like 7 days. They say it's 97% at 11 days, or something like that. So by the middle of next week, if I'm not sick, I haven't been exposed. So,
well, but the law of math is every 3 days it doubles, right? So.
Well, yeah, but if I'm staying away from everybody and I'm wearing rubber gloves and hand sanitizer and washing my hands for 20 seconds while I sing the ABC song and doing everything they tell me to do, so taking it serious.
Yeah, we're gonna make our money just selling 3 sheets of toilet paper to our neighbors in little dime bags.
Did you see that guy on
The hand sanitizer guy?
Yeah, hand sanitizer guy.
Douchebag.
What a jackass.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently he's getting his own right now. So he ended up giving it all away, and now, but that's still, the state of New York is still thinking about maybe charging him with something, some sort of crime. I don't know what that crime would be. Aggressive capitalism.
Witchcraft or something. Yeah.
But yeah, what a dick
Guilty of
move.
capitalism.
Yeah, he's guilty of capitalism. But I mean, there's a lot of at least on Reddit. I mean, I don't go to a lot of social media platforms anymore, but at least on Reddit, there's a lot of shaming going on of people who are getting caught and photographed selling toilet paper for $5 a roll out of the back of their car, and all that kind of shit. So
I had people over my house Friday night. I just told them as soon as they walked in the house, it's like, look, you can do whatever you want to the house, but you go to the bathroom, 1 square.
1 square. Well, I hope it was multiply.
Yeah, it's best to say they're going to need to wash their hands.
They're going to. I mean, one square of single ply, you might as well be just scooping the poop off your own butt. There's no safety there.
Depending on how everybody's feeling next weekend, it's a board game Saturday, and I said jokingly that BYOTP.
Yeah.
Just carry it around like a holster,
like a roll. Yeah.
So I mentioned this earlier, but before we jump right in, I think several people. I sent out an email about the potential for maybe just having temporarily while the quarantines are in effect, maybe having a Saturday night game, and it doesn't necessarily have to even be a game. It could be something like, I propose like maybe something like B Team, but we take an extra hour so we can finish it in one night for one shots, a series of one shots, or we could play 5e and look at some of those old. And I was thinking, man, it would be great to play Village of Hamlet again. I thought, wouldn't it be great? We could try out the 5e rules and do that. Or we could just what I called Cato Bleepus and cocktails, where we get together 8:30, 9 o'clock on Saturday night, and we talk games and have a couple of drinks and shoot the breeze and
Poetry slam.
Yeah, poetry, it's a haiku slam.
That was something brought up Friday night also.
Okay.
My church stopped all people from showing up. So Doug was telling me that, ask if I was wearing the horse head mask like 24/7 now.
There you go. Yeah.
Which I even had to wear the horse head mask. So.
For those of you guys who don't know or are not familiar with Mormon theology, when you wear a horse head mask, as a Mormon, you're allowed to drink alcohol. So,
it's a very obscure little rule.
it's deep in the book, in the back of the book. It's like in one of the appendixes. But
you see it written in pencil. That still means
it's still legit. But I don't.
It's written on the edge of the gold tablet.
Yeah, exactly. But think about it. I sent out the email. Just check your emails and respond. Let me know what you think, or let everybody know what you think. I'd be very curious. We can do something like that. If we're going to be stuck at home, there's no reason to be bored. So maybe we can put something together. I'm happy to do it. As Jennifer pointed out, she's like, where do you get all the time to do this? And I'm like, you got to make time. So I've quit my job, and I'm going to just start doing this full time.
You bricked yourself into the basement, and Marlo's like, come out.
Again. I'm never coming out.
Weren't Gordon and Jennifer back for a while? Are they gone again?
No, we're here. I just had to check the video up because I got shitty reception again.
Okay.
He's got a shirt off or something. He doesn't want to know what's up. All right. So that being the case, any other questions about the game before we jump right in? Last call for malfeasance.
How many more creatures do you have left for us to dispatch? I want a specific number in inventory, please.
I believe that's a number that I like to call. You'll see.
What is their location?
Well, let's dig around and find out.
It's our number and
all right.
To make sure I just pocket Niffler here to find out treasure.
We'll get there. Don't worry. All in good time, my friends. In the meantime, though, however, Gatto, invisible, blood. Stuck in. Well, I guess you're not on the web anymore, but
no, but I am still energy drained 1.
Still energy drained 1. What do you do, bud? She's the summoner. And for those of you who are interested, she has a name, and her name is.
I'm not attacking her.
Zanedra is prone on the ground next to you. Lothar is flying above the ground, about 8 feet above the ground, which would make a perfect target for you.
Okay. I move 10 feet to here.
Kidoke. Okay, 30. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a hit.
Against her, right?
10 plus, but yeah, and that would be on flat-footed. So 10 points plus 11 sneak damage, 21 plus 3 bleed, so 24. And she is startled, using spring attack to sort of get in and out there.
Yep.
Okay, so she is very startled by this attack from nowhere. The fact that she is now bleeding profusely.
Hey, Don, wouldn't you have gotten sneak attack on that?
I did. That's the
11 points of sneak attack. So Don, he just
you are correct,
sort of 5 foot over there, 5 foot back. Now he's next to Zanedra. In the meantime, she's looking at a gash in her abdomen as she's trying desperately to hold in direct pressure, but the blood is just pouring out from the wicked cut delivered by the elven sword. That guy is dead, thanks to you guys. So now it is the turn of. Hold on, let me make sure that's coming. It is the turn of the brain guys.
I accept his surrender.
So honestly, I don't know if these brain guys know how to surrender. They're a little bit alien.
They eat brains. They're not very smart.
Well, people eat brains here in St. Louis. I mean, there's a place you can get like a brain sandwich and that kind of stuff. And
It
those
doesn't
people,
make you smart.
No, those people tend not to be super smart either. So
Hence, we're thinking the brain creatures are kind of dumb.
That's usually where the Jakob Crutchfield disease comes from, right? The brain eater guys.
yeah, you're not supposed to. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not a physician, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to eat brains, especially other people's brains.
Well, it's better than your own, I guess.
I just don't know. But I can't imagine that you're supposed to do that. So, all right. So first things first, this one right by you is going to, after that brutal hit that you get 4 slashes from Radiance, he's going to back off about 5 feet. And he is going to blast you.
Don't I have target of our
bolt.
wait, since I have reach?
5 foot.
Don't I get
Step.
You have 10-foot reach. He's 50.
I think you're forgetting that I have that follow-up step.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
I am forgetting that. So okay, so he's gonna basically shoot a lightning bolt at you. But yeah, if you want to enact that, you
Step
can.
up and hit him.
I'm absolutely
you
going
can
to
step up and hit him.
All right, here I go. It's just one attack, right?
Yeah.
5 feet up.
With it, it's been a little while since I was enlarged. Is it +4 to the attack, or is it on the damage?
Ultimately, no change to hit.
Damage, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, you only get the plus to damage.
Okay.
But your weapon does more damage, and your strength went up by 2 points.
Okay.
I'm not starting it.
Oh, you're on enlarged. Never mind.
Trying to get the roll here. There we go. And do I have any other buffs that I need to know about?
I don't.
The
Haste,
haste
but it
gives
won't. It won't affect you here. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it gets
haste gives you a
+1.
+1.
Oh,
Ooh, that'll
crit.
hit.
That's a crit.
Is that a
There.
potential crit?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll the confirm.
No.
22. Let's check the AC.
It'd be 23 with haste.
AC 21. That is a confirmed crit.
Yeah, chart.
Radiance is just singing. So in the last round and a half, you've hit it 5 times, including 1 crit. Frankly, I think you should retire from this. I just don't. I
Huzzah!
don't think it's just not realistic.
Have at thee, fell beast.
All right, so that is a melee weapon with a significant crit. Mace to the face is the name of this crit. Target suffers max damage and is dazed and blinded for 1 round. So max in this case would be double max. So whatever is the maximum damage that you can do, and it is dazed and blinded. Basically, it's got those that curly cue of eyes. You just basically it rears back and it begins casting the spell, and you just rear in there and just clock it right in the face. In the face.
So
Let's see if it's still alive after double max.
yeah, see that's.
So what's double max for Radiance?
So max would be it'd be one. Well, it was 1d8, but now it's 1d10 because I'm enlarged, right?
Right. So
And
20.
Right, plus 13.
33.
Well, 14, 15 because of the strength bonus.
20 plus
25,
30.
30.
It'd be 50. Yeah.
50.
Ace.
How you like that, brain bug? Oh, what?
Oh, he hung on.
He doesn't like it. He has 2 hit points left. He had 52 hit points.
I'm
So he has 2 hit points left. He is floating backwards. This is like, his little. So he's floating in the air, and his little crab-like claws are sort of scrabbling at the
So
ground.
go ahead and
It's
roll
not
to see
there.
how long he's dazed.
He is now. Wait a second. He's dazed and blinded for just 1 round.
Dazed it.
Guess
Dazed
who's
it.
going for the verm, Matt?
Yeah, he's going to be dead
Yep.
before that round's
Yeah.
over. So.
Well,
I'm eyeing
but he's
Fletcher
still-
suspiciously.
So
Oh, come on now.
he still gets the lightning bolt off.
Yes.
At you. So I need
All right.
a DC 16 reflex save, not slave.
Or
Flame.
reflex. Okay. 4.
And don't forget, with the haste, you get a plus on that.
Plus 1.
+1.
On reflex saves? Oh yeah, I guess you would.
Yeah, because your
Yeah,
dex
well.
goes up.
Well, watch this amazing reflex save. Yeah, that's what I thought. Would happen.
Oh, so no. You were so busy clocking the crap out of this guy that you didn't fail to get out of the way of the lightning.
Trying to get out of the way.
Yeah.
You didn't even we just ran through it. So, boom, 27 points of electrical damage that hits you right in the chops. The other one, Fletcher, does the same thing, only this time on you. Lightning bolt to the face. You don't have step up too, do you?
I do not know.
Oh, good. So, all right. So I need a DC 17 from you as well. That's not gonna work. So you take also 27 points of damage in a weirdly symmetrical lightning bolt strike. So both of those do lightning bolts. But now it's your turn.
5-foot step.
Now, seriously, you wouldn't go after that poor pitiful creature. Wouldn't you take out the strong one?
Of course I would. I like taking out big, strong creatures. At least with my first swing.
Okay. Ooh, no. Potential fumble. Let's confirm it. 35. No, confirm, but that is a miss. Your turn is over.
Sadly is over. Wow.
Sadly is over. And you are
3 and a 1
close.
for my first 2 rolls of the night. This is going to be fun. Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be a good night for you. I can see that wrapping up. Farina.
Bottom, so it's got to go up from here.
So Farina, you still have spider climb on you, but you are not spider climbing right now. You are standing on the floor. You are next to Ilindar, who just stood back up after trying to push you out of the way and landing on his ass when he missed. So you're standing next to Ilindar. Ilindar is like, you got to get out of the way. And then Lothar just flew past both of you guys. So what do you do?
I'm moving Otto. Is Otto considered flanking with Gatto? I know he's going to cut like the.
No, because you can't see me.
Yeah, he can't see him. Well, Otto might be able to do something akin to sight. So Otto has scent, correct?
She can't see me, so she doesn't know she's in a threatened square.
Yeah, the whole point of being flanked is the fact that you're trying to pay attention to two different things on opposite sides.
That's true. Well, Otto could get the flanking bonus.
She's not trying to pay attention.
Oh, that's right. She doesn't know he's there.
Doesn't know I'm there.
Right.
Her concentration is on Otto.
Right. Okay.
Invisible flanker. My new ska band.
You can still hit her. She's prone.
What are all those? Claw bites?
Bite, claw.
Bite, claw. 19, 25, 17. Let's check on the...
Do those have +4 for her being prone?
No.
Oh, they do not. So her AC is 23. So a 19 would hit. So the first 2 will hit. So that's a bite and a claw as Otto, the puma, the Black Panther, goes in and savages Zanedra, and she is just like, get this thing off of me, get it off. And she's trying to go backwards, and she bumps into you, Gatto, and she looks around, and she's like, what did I just bump into? Go ahead and roll damage.
Did she just move?
No, she's just scrambling away, trying to get away from things. She's got her back up against a wall.
Right.
Hey, haste. Did I miss the last claw by 2? Because I have haste. It doesn't show up on the animal sheet. I was.
Yes, it would have been a 9. Her effective AC is 19.
You only
right
get
now.
1.
And then that one hits 2, and then I get another bite because of haste as well.
Wait a second. You only get +1 for haste on the attack roll.
Yeah, you only get +1 on the.
So an 18 would miss because her effective. Her
But
effective
if it's a full
right
round
now is,
attack, then yeah, you do get 1 more
she
attack.
gets 1 more attack, another bite, and a hit.
That's a hit.
Okay.
So 2 bites and a claw. She's not happy. I'm not happy for her. This stinks.
I'm
You may be able to get her.
So Lothar, you and Gatto are just sort of like right next to this woman, and Otto is just savaging her. 30 points. 30 points.
I'm not done yet.
Why are you not done yet? That's not fair.
Coming up,
That's 2 of them probably.
you know.
All right, I'm going to give some of this to Gatto because he's too close. Probably got bit.
Oh, yeah.
He got bit accidentally.
There's one more damage. We shut down here. We're having problems tonight.
Okay.
There you go.
Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? I can't see it. Has it showed up yet?
30 plus 13.
Whoops. What?
You got
What did you?
43.
Is what she
Because the
said.
first one went through. So
43.
can
23.
you guys hear us?
43.
Plus
Jennifer, you got
13,
real
43.
garbled for a second there.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You sound better now, though.
Okay.
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah. So a total of 43, or
Total
Okay.
43.
okay. Guess how many hit points she had?
44.
45. She had 45 hit points.
she's
She is
too old.
still alive. So
Hmm.
it's a 2 hit point night for your enemies who seem to be it. But Otto is just like savaging her.
It's like
He's biting on her leg. She's trying to get away and cannot. I mean, he's just like ripping her lower legs and knees to shreds as she desperately tries to get away.
It's
What
a
would you
Vern
say?
Paradise. So many choices to.
It's a firm paradise.
Yeah. Standing all my life, living in a Vern.
In a vermitrel paradise.
Okay, we
all
can
right.
just
So
stop
what?
right there.
Okay,
All right.
that was an arrow at the dying, fluttering, dazed bug thing.
Okay, so here's the problem. You can't see him. Well, you can't shoot him because
Oh,
look at the line of sight. You would have to. What?
This is a wall.
You could move. Yeah, if you move to here, yeah, that would work.
Okay, good.
And you could actually shoot one and then shoot the one behind it with your other arrows.
I was going to make sure that I hit and took this one
Okay.
out.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
so that's for the
All right.
first one, and then that's the second one,
Okay.
and then
Well, these creatures have an AC of 20. Ooh, what's that?
that was a natural, followed by a 21.
All right, so that's the third arrow. So the first arrow is a 34. That's a hit. Second arrow at 25, and that's in the well. Let's tell you what. Let's do the. Well, now wait a second. Let's do the damage for the first one.
Yeah, because she didn't kill the first one.
If she does more than 2 points, she's got to do 2 points. Is that possible?
Just gonna do more
No,
than
I got
2.
2c6 plus 4. I think I got it.
You got it? All right. The first one takes an arrow in one of its blinded eyes. It starts shuddering in midair, and sort of like you see it kind of like float downward and land on top of the dead construct creature. In the meantime, another arrow passes through that exact same space. Boom! Hits this guy and sticks in him, and you can see his eyes kind of like looking around. Where did it come from?
Are these guys evil?
Have these magical beasts, like evil magical beasts?
No, they're just misunderstood.
They
They are
They're rebellious teenager beasts.
Yes, they are actually evil
They're lawful
aberrations.
good brain-eating creatures.
Right.
So-
Yeah, they're aberrations.
Got it. Okay, so then the next one, did I roll
The 25, yeah, you already rolled it.
All
So
right,
the 25 is a hit, so 13 points of damage, and then you have a critical attempt.
You've got 2 more D6s on there for the evil part.
They are evil. They're chaotic evil.
That's what I was asking. Okay, I thought because they were what'd you call it? Not a beast.
Aberration.
They're aberrations, yeah.
It's nothing to do with what they are. It's
But
if
they
they're
can still be
you
evil.
get those 2D additional 2D6.
All right, so whoop,
So 20 for that arrow.
took it out.
No, no, the first one she didn't roll damage on. She didn't need to.
And then
She didn't
this,
need to. I took it out from this guy.
And
holy
then 20 damage is off the bottom guy.
7 plus
Yeah,
4.
I took it off.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then she has a confirmed crit. So at this point, I asked to ask because you are an archer. Do you want to take the damage or do you want to take the shot?
damage.
Damage. Oh, see, there's a point.
It's
So
triple.
For theory crafting, there's a point where archers stop taking the chart and start taking the damage. I think it's around 6th level.
So
No.
that means where it would normally be
Triple damage.
so 4d6 times 3 would be 12d6 plus 12. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking damage is a good move.
Ow, my
Wouldn't
foot
you
fell
just
asleep.
do the 46 and then triple it, right?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That'll work.
Ooh.
That worked. Yeah, that did okay. A lot of 1s, a lot of 6s.
All right. You want to know how many hit points this guy has left?
2.
56.
0 because he had 52. He's out.
Oh, thank God! Finally.
So
You're
an arrow slams into the front one. He falls to the ground. The 2 more arrows slam into the back one, including one that hits it way up high and sort of like under its brain pan and just jams in there. It sort of does like a little flip and falls back, and they fall both to the ground. Plop, plop, down onto the ground. They are both dead due to Farina, and Farina gets, I believe, 2 worms
So,
in one round.
is that a new record?
Might be. I don't think other than Verm himself, I don't think anybody else has gotten 2 Verms in one round.
Wow.
I know that
As usual, Farina.
I know that
Nice
Tom
work.
did on a couple of occasions, but I don't think anyone else has ever pulled
Nice
that
work, Jennifer.
off.
Thank you.
Farina.
Thanks for the
Farina,
assist.
Farina is the new Verm.
Yeah, she's the 2020 leader. We have to catch up.
I have to check the thing, but I do think that she is actually leading. It's archers, man. Archers and wizards. They managed to pull those rabbits out of their hats quite easily. All right, so
I don't think I've had a crit in at least a year.
all right. Bardos, you can feel the tension on your hold portal as someone is casting Dispel Magic on it. What is your caster level?
8.
8. All right. So Dispel Magic, target Dispel is Dispel is D20 plus caster level against a DC of 11, and the caster level is spelled to be dispelled, which is 19. So the caster level of the person that
First level spell, so it's 16 less.
No, it's the caster level. It's your caster level. It's not the level of the spell. It's the caster level. So the DC here is 19, because basically what Dispel Magic is, it's a face off between magic users, right? So it's not about the spell itself. It's about the power of the individual magic user. So in this case, what's her spell level? Her caster level is which we'll find out momentarily. So DC is 19, and she's trying to dispel the hold portal. And she fails to dispel the hold portal, so she's toast. Her turn is over. This one is bleeding profusely, and she is going to, what the hell is she going to do?
Take some bleed.
No,
Well, she takes it on his turn, so
attack her from that square. So if she thinks about attacking anything, she should be hitting that one.
no, she is not attacking. She's actually going to go to here. She's going to knock twice on that door and yell out, "Let me in!" And the door will open, and she will go into that door, and it slams shut.
Knock 3 times.
So she's in there.
I'm not on mute. I better not sing Mr. Postman.
Hey, wait a minute,
You didn't hear a thing,
Mr. Postman. Maybe that's what you could do on Saturday Night Live. Let's have an all-star karaoke jam from multiple locations.
That's what we ought to do. That'll be Saturday night. We'll we'll do like those Jimmy. It's not Jimmy Kimmel. Who's it? The guy who does the grade school instruments.
It's Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. So where he does popular songs. We'll get out some of. I have a recorder somewhere around here.
I have a harmonica.
Beautiful. All right.
I'm pretty sure that singing is making me start to feel the effects of COVID-19.
He roll for nauseated.
It's the eye of the tiger. All right.
Dibs
So,
on Freebird.
So he does that. Bardos, you are up. So you know that somebody just tried to zap that portal, which means somebody close by is a mage, and a powerful one. You could see the caster level. It held. It looks like they botched it. The Dispel Magic. So the horde portal is still in place, but you know that somebody tried to challenge it.
All right. Do you have to see to do a spell that has range? Like if in there.
I would think it would depend on the spell. I mean, if you're trying to like cause damage at range, probably, unless you're really familiar with the area in which you're sending it.
Thinking about putting black tentacles on the other side of that door.
I think you could. Have you ever? So here's the thing. Have you ever seen on the other side of that door?
Yeah, it was open.
It was open.
Yeah.
Let me look real quick. At this point, I do not think that I can come up with a reason why you can't do this off the top of my head. 20-foot radius
Make
spread.
me feel better. I can't think of a reason either.
Range is pretty far away. I don't see anything here that says you can't do it.
Do it. All right. Well,
All right,
that's
so
like I got left to do, so I'm going to do that.
You're going to do this. You're going to send black tentacles
10
into
foot
the other
away.
room.
Yeah. So
And it's a 20-foot radius circle, correct?
right. So 10 foot away should cover 10 foot to the door and 10 foot
40.
the other way.
It'd be 40,
10.
be 40 foot from the door over 40 foot, 20-foot radius.
Oh, so
20-foot radius. Yeah, it's big. So yeah. So if you put it 10 foot on the other side of the door, that's see the blue.
I was thinking it was 20 foot total. So I need to push it farther away.
You need to be 20 foot in from the door. 20 foot on the other side of the door.
Yeah. Well, basically, I don't want it to hit me. So you can't put it
Right.
on two sides of a closed door, right? I wouldn't think you could do that.
I think you can. I mean, it comes up from the ground. So yeah, I don't know that a door would make a difference. It's not like it would be blocked by it. So yeah, if you push it to 20 foot on the other side of the door, that's kind of what it looks like from your point of view. You would see some black tentacles coming up like next to the door and maybe scrabbling on the thing. So is that where you want it?
Yeah.
Put
that'll
it 5
work.
foot inside the door so we can open the door and watch.
That's all right. I don't need to watch.
No, I mean, seriously, we can kill them. Shoot arrows in the ones that aren't dead yet.
Go around the other side if you want to get in there.
You go around the other way. Remember those brain creatures came out from below. That could be another. I mean, you could go back in there. That's where Flashheart and Fletcher were.
Yeah.
Remember they sort of went around up from the south into that brain catcher room. That's what Flashheart just came out the door.
That was Flashheart and Gatto, by the way.
Yeah, sorry, Flashheart and Gatto.
Okay, so that's a plus 13 grapple check and then 1d6 plus 4 bludgeon damage.
All right, so go ahead. So do you roll the grapple check, correct?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll it all right. CMD, got it. Go ahead and give me a number. What's the plus? 28. All right, and then go ahead and roll damage. You can't see what's happening, but 10. Would that be 10 points of bludgeoning damage?
Right. Yep. And then half speed in area too. So
Half speed. Okay, so I need to do a little of this action. And grappled, correct?
I don't know what to do. So I think I'll just do it.
that's it.
All right, hold on me just a second. I want to grab my handy dandy. I found a handy dandy grapple chart. We always struggle to figure out what the frick you're supposed to do next when you get grappled and how it works and who does what and that kind of thing. So I found a handy dandy chart online, which I will share with you guys if you care. And then we'll get there. All right, so cool. All right, so Bardos, you gonna move it all, or you're just gonna stay where you are?
Let's see. I guess I'll move 5 feet away from the door.
Okay. All right, you see those black tentacles have come up from the stone, and they're just like all around that door, and you can see them like sort of against the door, and they're making that sort of scratching noises as they're trying to get in there. You don't hear anything from inside though.
Okay, I'm going to yell out that I covered this end. The door is held, and I've got black tentacles in there. So if you guys want to attack in there, you need to go around down to the south.
Okay.
Check.
All right. Ilindar. All right. So first, before we do you, let's talk about the elementals. What shall we do now? Shall we continue to kill her?
Actually, they've still got the same orders, so
their orders, if I recall correctly,
we're to drop the
are
girl with the
to try and kill the girl with the woman with the
Tattoo on her head.
forehead tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they are.
So
Is that accurate?
yep.
Okay. All right. Go for it. These are all very short. So at least 2 of them will get full attacks. One will.
They only get one attack anyway.
Oh, they only get one. Okay. Go ahead.
But these are all going to be at +4.
Okay, because she's prone. 26, 32. 15 is a 19, which is a miss.
Okay.
Oh. Bug.
But the other 2 are hits.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll damage. She's got 2 points left. The elementals rise up and just beat. And so Gato, you and Lothar see this as these elementals are like, our target is rare. And they're just like, boom, boom. One of them, after Otto has like chewed off her legs, these guys just come running up to her and they're just like, the first hit takes her full in the face and her head slams back against that stone wall. You can hear that sickening crunch of a skull fracture. The other one is just like, and just smashes her face backward against the thing. The hand, the earthen hand comes back, and her skull and face is just a mass of blood and crushedness. And the other one misses, but she just slides down the wall in a red smear.
So when they tell me that she's dead,
she is dead. We have destroyed her.
They can't do anything else this round, but I'm going to tell them, okay, grab her and anything she was carrying and bring it up to me.
Yes, we will. We will bring her to you.
So,
so you guys see them reach down and they start like picking her up and beginning to drag her towards the double doors where Lothar is floating above. All right, so that's those guys. What are you doing? So you're standing next to Farina. Farina, you think has just zapped some dudes, or you can't see it. Bardos, you're not sure. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with black tentacles, and you can see them on the other side of the door.
Yeah. So
you're not sure why he did that because I don't know that he said anything, but nevertheless. Behind you is Jerebeth and the two guys. These guys, so the 2 Crusaders are looking increasingly a combination of frightened and daunting. I mean, they want to get back into the fight, but they're weak. They know they're weak. You've given them weapons. They know, but they know that any fight that they get in is probably going to be their last fight. Jerebeth seems frightened, but she's sticking really close to you. I mean, even though you're on the other side of the barricade, she's like. You can see her moving, and she's to a certain extent. She's like sort of keeping an eye on the Crusaders. Like she's like, come closer, that kind of thing to keep them close by. The other guy's down. She's helping him up, get back on her feet. But you can tell that she's reluctant to get too far from you personally, since you're the one who's basically let her out.
Yeah. I'm just going to call out that the summoner's dead. And then hop across here and help this guy get up as well.
So people are looking at you and like, shoot the summoner? Okay, so you hop you go over the barricade next to Jerebeth, and you're helping Jerebeth get this other guy to his feet.
Yeah.
Okay. He does slowly. I mean, I don't know that you actually like physically touched these guys before, but they are emaciated. They're weak. They have been fed essentially scraps for weeks.
Right.
They're barely able to sort of. I mean, these guys are. I mean, they're as game as possible, but they're in no. Because I mean, you recognize they're in no condition to like fight a battle. They'll just fall before these guys. So you as dowdy as they are, they're
the one who's still standing. Just tell him, thanks. Thanks for guarding us. Just keep your guard up, and we'll get out of this.
Okay. You got it, sir.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay. They would not hear that. So you're gonna get through there. Okay. You're gonna do that. All right. Lothar. Now you have just seen those earth elementals basically crush the skull of that summoner. You're floating about 8 feet in the air at the bottom of those steps near the doorway. You see these earth elementals, and they've basically begun like dragging her towards. What from your point is towards you. Ilindar, I don't know. Did you don't talk to these guys vocally, right? You're sending them. You do. All right. So you've heard Ilindar yell out. Bring her to me. Bring her and all her gear to me.
He would have heard me call out something in Terran, so unless he understands Terran, he wouldn't have understood.
Lothar, I don't believe you do. Do you understand Terran?
No, that sounds like rocks clashing together.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you hear that noise from Ilindar, and you hear the response from them, and they're picking her up.
I've summoned these guys before,
dragging
and
her
everyone
away.
knows that has been around me.
Right.
Language,
Yeah.
I've got these guys out.
Yeah,
you know.
I know that you're talking to them. I don't understand you. I'm not worried about it. So from where I am,
You
am
saw.
am I able to see that Flashheart got hurt? I mean, I kind of have direct line of sight past the wall, but there's a barrier. But I'm 8
There's a
foot in the air.
barricade there that's
But I'm
Well,
8
he's
feet in the
enlarged
air.
too, and it was a lightning bolt. So
As a free action, I say, Flashheart has owie.
Lothar, give me a quick perception check just to sort of settle there, because there's multiple things that you may have seen. 28. Okay, so yes, I think you're aware that Flashheart got injured and that he got hit by a lightning bolt. You're not sure what else is going on over there, but you would have heard and certainly seen the flash. You also saw the one Blackfire Adept who was in the corner. She looked like she was ready to pop some problems onto you guys, but for some reason suddenly like wounds materialize on her, and she was like holding her side, and you saw her run into these doors.
Yeah, I've been around Gato a while. I know what the wounds are.
So you know what the wounds are. So basically you're thinking Gato snuck up on her and stabbed her. So he's around here somewhere, but you don't see him.
Right. So Siggy's going to move here and do 26 on Flashheart.
Okay. So see, the owl lands.
Wait. No, that's not right. Hang on.
Okay.
That was.
Why would that not be right?
Because that says Cure Light, and that's not what I'm intended to cast. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Cure Critical.
Cure Critical is the 48 you're talking about, right?
Okay.
No,
It's 48 plus 9. It was just mislabeled as a macro, so it's 26 points even.
26. All right. So Siggy lands on your shoulder, Flashheart, your enlarged shoulder, and you feel healing energy from Erastil flowing into you.
How much was that?
26.
Oh, thank you. Doesn't get
You know,
there, but it's certainly better.
So you can also move if you want to fly somewhere or do anything like that.
Thank you very much, Siggy.
I'm good at this corner because I figure if those doors open, I have partial cover but can swing around and let arrows fly. So I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. She is out of the battle. So Flashheart, you're up. And you right now don't have any enemies. In fact, to be honest with you, none of you have any obvious enemies out
But
here.
I have ears, right? So I can hear stuff going on.
Sure. Give me a perception check. What are you trying to hear?
Well, the sounds of battle, screams, the dying, blood squirting from open arteries.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception.
It's a 13 now. Okay.
So 15. So yeah, I mean, you see Fletcher in front of you, sort of like looking around, like, where did those arrows come from? You look back and you see Farina's just sort of like putting down her bow, and she nods at you like, finger guns. You would see
Finger
also.
bows.
I don't know that you would. I don't think you're looking the right direction to see the black tentacles, but you see Bardos. But yeah, you don't see any other enemies. I mean, frankly, after all the fights you guys have been in, the fact that there are no obvious enemies, frankly,
Is this still
me-
web or grease or
gives you
something in the middle, or
pause.
no?
That's that is
Thinking cloud.
a sticky cloud, yeah. So and it is dissipating. So let me real check on the thing. It might be gone. Hold on.
Unless Bardos did tell us about the tentacles. He told us he did that.
There were people in there. Yeah, I felt somebody.
Bardos said
We're
that
up
there
a
were
level.
tentacles in that room. He said what he was doing and said if we wanted to go finish people off to go around. He said
That's
that.
right. He would have said that. So he's like, I just black tentacled in there. If you want to kill some, oops.
Like, so can I go through that door, Bartles, or I got to go around the long way?
Go around, yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to go through the
I mean,
black.
you can. It'd be entertaining, I guess, being so big and being able to handle it. And
I am quite manly.
Yeah, but we've seen your reflex save. Go around.
Yeah, no
Right.
kidding. All right.
Well-
So yeah, what do you want to do?
As we all know, Flashheart fears no evil and will always charge into the fight if he thinks the right thing to do. But he's also Flashheart, so he'll make sure as he charges by that his golden mane flows behind him to attract the eye of the elven princess over there.
right.
Just going by, saving the world from evil. All right, so let's see. That's 5, 10, 15, 20.
And probably call out, hey, that guy's got a succubus as a girlfriend.
I'm also hasted, right?
You
these
are
doors-
hasted, yeah.
Are these doors open or are they closed now?
Yeah, they're their one is open.
Okay. Can I get through it at my
Mhm.
size? Oh yeah. Right. So I'm right about here, I think. Right. So let me
Oops.
see. Wait. Sorry, I'm not trying to see anything that I'm not supposed to.
No, that's exactly what you're supposed to see. So
Okay.
as you kind of
So
work your
5,
way
10,
through
15,
these little
20,
hallways.
25, 30, 35. Yeah, that should be about right.
All right, so you see not one, not two, but 4 of those
Oh,
brain
Christ.
creatures floating your way in a big cluster, moving towards you as you roll in and look over there, and you can just see these guys rolling down. To the side.
your ball.
All right. So is that I'm hasted? That would basically only be one move. I'd have another full move, right?
You would have another full move or a single attack if you wanted to do that.
I think another full move might be best to come down to these doors and close it up till more of the party can get here. I mean, I'm fully happy to take them on, but that lightning bolt hurts, and let alone 4 lightning bolts. So I think I'm going to be discretion, better part of valor. Jump to here, slam that door. Oh,
So you're gonna
Fletcher!
so which door are you gonna shut? This one here or
this one?
This one here?
Yeah, here.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't putting myself within zapping distance. I will
All
summon
right.
Fletcher and the other combat ready members of the party. We got four live ones crawling or floating this way. Bring our super archer with you. You guys still battling over here? These are your guys, right?
All right, so you just you go in there, you're like, ah, and then you back out, and you pull the door shut, and you're like, there's 4 more of them.
It was my Han Solo move as I charged down the hallway and came
right,
to the
so-
pile of stormtroopers.
You're in this room, so you're actually yelling out this doorway here. This is the.
Oh, yeah, I thought I was out of a room. I thought I closed the room behind me.
You did, yeah, but your yell, if you were yelling to Fletcher, who's really
Yes.
the closest,
I am yelling to Fletcher.
I'm
you have
here.
to yell sort of like to here. It's like that way, because that's the doors up there. Does that make sense? Right.
Yes,
So
that makes sense.
okay, cool. All right. So yeah, but you've closed that door. You have not locked it. You're just sort of holding on to it.
Oh, there was an option to lock it?
Well, you don't have the key, so yeah, not really.
Maybe Gato can lock it, but for the time being, I'm just holding it closed as best as I can.
Yep.
So
All right.
more muscle rolls over. I
Gotcha.
still have 3 rounds left of this enlarge, right?
More than that. More like 6.
Okay. Okay, so it was 8 and then 6. Then I took a round, right? So that was. So
Right.
okay.
So now
You
5.
say 6, 5, right?
All right. Gatto. You don't have any
okay.
enemies, but you remember that woman that you cut has gone into the other room. She knocked on that door. She yelled, "Let me in!" The door opened slightly. She slipped in, boom, shut, and you could hear like a bolt going on the other side.
I yell at this guy in common to leave her alone. The other two can take care of her. Bust down the door that the woman just went through.
All right, hold on a second. I gotta check something.
Well, there's all sorts of things wrong with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, can I do that as a free action?
Sure.
Okay, I'm delaying.
Hold on. Okay, so you yell out in common to the Earth Elemental, "Hey, stop that! Leave her alone. Go open that door and help me with that thing."
Well, open the door that the woman just went through.
Yeah. So the Earth
that door because he can't see me.
Hey, do I hear that?
With a 30 perception, yeah, you hear it.
Okay.
You hear also the response, which is in Terran, which is basically like, "I don't understand your language, invisible person. Leave me alone."
That's pretty much what they would say.
Yeah.
But since I heard it, then free action.
Mm-hmm.
I will basically, whoever's closest to me, say whoever's closest can continue to bring her to me. The other ones do what the voice said.
So yeah, do what the voice said. Okay. So and you hear in Terran,
Actually,
satisfactory.
Actually, they don't know what he said. I will tell them to whatever door you're around. Actually, I don't know what's going on down there, so all I can say is whatever door you're around.
Okay, so if you heard me, if you heard what I said was, open that door that the woman went through.
Okay, then I will relay that to them. I say whatever door the woman just went through, the other two go break that down.
So just one. So you're saying two guys go over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You hear them sort of like, and you know, Gato, from your point of view, you see them sort of look at that door, and you suspect that they will be heading towards that door momentarily.
Oh, good. They speak common.
No, you heard Ilindar speaking Terran.
Right.
So they go, and you hear from the other, you know, from up on the hallway here, and they're
Sounds just like that, actually.
Yeah, Drow speaking Terran.
Right after they move.
All right, so you're going to delay after the
Ilindar.
elementals? Okay, gotcha. All right. Flashheart, give me a perception check. Natural 20. First, you feel you're holding this door shut, and you're sort of looking back, and you're saying, "Hey, they're coming this way! They're coming this way!" You know, that kind of stuff. Help me! And you first feel a very gentle tug on the thing, sort of almost like a tester, and then all of a sudden, the door seems to almost leap out of your hands. Opposed strength check. So I get
a +2 on this opposed strength test. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's just like we did before. So, and I get their strength is 24. So I get I believe that's +7.
And don't forget your strength is 2 higher.
Right. So let's see. So let me double check my strength.
So basically, they're trying to
barbarian rage.
Basically, they're trying to yank the door open and out of your hands.
Okay. So I'm a +5. They're a +7.
They're a +7. You ready?
Bring it, you foul monsters.
3, 2,
Jesus
1.
Christ.
Oh, the doors fly open.
He tore my arm off at the
You are
road.
pushed backwards. You are pushed backwards by the force of the yank that opens both of these doors. And hold on a second.
Bah.
And you see all 4 of them. You see one of them sort of has like ripped open the doors, but you see these 4 of them are like moving forward. Now they've run out of actions, so they can't really do anything to you now, but they are also very close. And you can see them getting ready to do something to you next round.
I sure hope that I get attacked before they do it, and Fletcher can get over here and put a hurting on him.
Fletcher's turn.
Time
Let's see what
to
happens.
drop the hammer, Fletcher.
As far as I know, Fletcher is ignoring your calls for aid. Gondor has called for aid, and Rohan is saying, "Where was Flashheart when I was getting my ass kicked?" The beacons are lit, Fletcher.
To make sure I relay up to Farina, in case you didn't already hear all this, that we've got a lot of pain coming our way down here. If anybody could come and help us, that would be great. And I then move to...
I'll be right back. I'm getting some tea. I'll be right back.
All right.
Right about here.
Okay, so you run in there, and basically you see Flashheart sort of backed up against that weapon rack right there. There's like a little weapon rack right here.
Yeah.
He's backed up against it. That door's open, and you can see from when, as you come in, you can see that there are multiple brain guys in there.
And do I need a perception check to see that they all look wounded?
Give me a perception check, maybe. I don't know. Give me perception. Yeah, weirdly, not only do all 4 look wounded, but they all look wounded in the same way and in the same place.
Okay. Well, let's swing at one of them, shall we?
All right. Let's see what happens. Bring the madness. 26, that's a hit. You smash in there. However, there are 4 of them, and they are currently under the spell Magic Mirror. So you have to roll a D4. I'm going to roll a D4 at the same time. If we don't, you hit a missing one. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You hit a fake one. And one of the mirror images disappears. Now there are 3 of these creatures swarming around trying to hit Flashheart.
All righty. Did what I could.
Farina.
Wait a second. We missed what just happened. So can you guys fill us in? I'm sorry, real quick.
So Les rolled to see which one was the real guy. Fletcher rolled to see which one he hit.
There's not 4 of them. There's one that's been mirror imaged.
Okay, got it. That's what I thought, but okay.
You hope.
And I just took one of them out.
And Illinois, weren't you sending your elementals to break down that door up there?
Yes. Yet.
A couple of them, yeah.
But not yet.
Yeah, he's not going.
Yeah, they haven't gone yet, but yeah, they're going to.
Okay, can I hold Otto to go when that happens? Will that work? Top of the order.
Yeah, I mean, you can basically, if you want to split Otto from you in the initiative order, he can begin to wait.
Okay, then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start casting Summon Nature's Ally, Air Elementals.
Ooh, okay, that's good. It's a full round action.
Yeah, and can I move though? It's my full round action, and I can move, right?
No, you cannot move.
No, you can't
I
move.
can't. So it's not a standard action. Okay.
It is not a standard. It is a full round.
All I can do is take a 5-foot step and then start summoning, right?
You
can take a 5-foot step, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm done.
All right. I need to know how many air elementals.
I rolled 2. 1d3.
2, and what their hit points are going to be.
13, I believe they were 13.
13 hit points on an air elemental. The wonders never cease.
I mean, maybe it'll just at least distract them at the very least.
Okay. All right. So you're doing that. Otto is out of the initiative round right now because he's waiting to be brought back in at your convenience. So let's go ahead and get this done real quick. So you let me know when Otto is going to join into the thing. Right now I've got him at 0, but we'll give him a initiative when you want to bring him in. All right. So that's Farina. Next up is what she's gonna do, which is there. She will go there. All right. And then me again. again. Okay, Bardos.
Bardos is up. Oh. I think I'm just going to touch Farina and give her +2 to her wisdom. No, her dexterity. That's what you use for arrows, right?
I
Dexterity.
think so. I'm looking.
All right. What spell is that?
It's an ability I have. It's called Augment. 8 times a day is a standard action. Touch a creature and grant it +2 to a single ability score of your choice, or +2 to natural armor, and it lasts 4 rounds.
Okay, cool.
So for 4 rounds, she's got a +1 to her arrows, basically.
Can't change it on here.
Yeah, go over to wisdom or
Got it.
dexterity
Yeah,
over
so-
there and add a +2, and that'll boost it. Yep. Do it on adjust over there. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Man,
All right. Very nice. All right, so you're gonna move it all?
Nope, I'm not gonna move, and Baru's gonna stick with me, so we're good.
nice.
Okay. Ilindar. So here's where the elementals get their opportunity to move. So what are they going to do? So you got 2 that you've told to go to open up the door.
Yeah.
And then
just
another
sort of-
one who's essentially dragging Zanedra to you.
Yep.
Otto is
Alright.
going to Otto's going to kick in here and move here.
Well, after they're done, yeah. Well,
Okay.
we'll see if they,
Yeah, they might open the
door
door.
open. So what do they need to roll to open the door?
Well, they're just smashing it down. So it's essentially a strength check. So for an elemental of that nature, what are their strengths? So these are mediums, right?
These are medium.
Hang on. I'm looking it up right now.
I'm almost there. Almost there. I just need. Or are they? They're medium. I'm sure. Right.
Yes.
All right. So their strengths are 20, which is +5.
Strengths are 24 because I've got augmented summoning.
Oh, so that's +7. So they get a +7 strength check to sort of blow open that door. Go ahead and roll it. Actually, roll both. They'll be combined
Okay.
as they both throw their shoulders into the door and slam it open.
We're gonna try anyway.
So yeah, so they both sort of like smash into this door. It's just a regular door, so it opens up. Let me tell you what they say. So hold on a second.
Butt kiss.
So that room is what we like to refer to as Q11.
That's what the module says. I mean, I hear that.
One moment, please. All right, so basically what you see, there's a smokeless forge sitting in the northwest corner of the room. That's that yellow thing. It's next to an anvil. There's a weapon rack standing against the north wall, and 2 tables to the east and west, respectively, are covered with tools, alchemical supplies, magical reagents, books, and other things. There are several wooden chests that sit under the table. Nearby is a second weapons rack. There are several weapons that appear to be in fine condition in the northern rack, but the southern one contains ones that appear to be damaged. So this right here is the southern one. I don't know if from where you are you can see the northern one. It's right here.
Okay.
It's a little over here. Basically, it looks like a magical forge.
Okay. The only orders I gave him was to open the door up. So
So the door is open up. What they will tell you is that there are no people in here, even though that woman went in there. Now, you guys know that these Blackfire Adepts have been peep-bopping around using Dimension Door.
yeah. But I also know, being a caster, that those are finite. You can't do that at will.
No, that's true, depending on what sort of caster you are.
More likely invisibility, maybe.
So okay. Third on how far can this guy move with her?
What do you mean?
This guy.
Dragging the woman.
Oh, he's strong. So, I mean, he'd probably move half his movement rate as he's dragging her along. I mean, she's just dead weight. That's all.
Okay.
So whatever his movement rate, he would drag her along. Remember, there's grease on those steps.
That's as far as it gets anyway, right? For
Okay.
right now.
All right, so he's got her, and he's just sort of like dragging her along. And Lothar, you sort of look down and see this creature of the earth, sort of just dragging this woman along. That has just been destroyed. She's been completely destroyed. It's like Hector at Troy, right? I mean, after being dragged around the city for 7 times, she's just a pile of flesh at this point.
The Earth Elemental looks up and sees Lothar looking down, and he like kind of puts his arm over and hides her and says, "Hey, get your own woman."
Okay, you hear.
Yes, but he says it in Terran, and I have no idea what he's talking
No
about.
idea what he's talking about.
You just
All
shake
right.
your head, smile, and nod. Okay, yeah, whatever.
All right, they've opened the door. Otto's turn. What are the? Oh wait, Ilindar. Still your turn. What are you going to do? So you're on the other side of the thing. You've helped the Crusader up. These guys are pretty weak. Now Jerabeth has been very helpful, and she's obviously she's obviously not looking to get very far from you. I mean, frankly, she's worried. I mean, you guys rescued her and brought her into what is essentially a pitched battle. She does not strike you as the kind of person who regularly engages in pitched battle.
Well,
she's
in my
frightened.
defense,
You're not that kind of person either.
I told her what we were getting into, and she could stay there, and we could come back and get her, and she chose to come out. So
She chose to come out, yeah. So so she's with you, but she is obviously staying very close.
So my job is just going to be for this round, just trying to keep these guys calm and just trying to keep apprised of the situation and figure out where's the safest place for these guys. So for this round, I'm pretty much effectively delaying or just not doing anything.
So Jerabeth would ask you, she's like, do you want me to try and take them south outside? I mean, I know that I mean, I could see from here that the door to outside is to our south. Should I take them through there? Should I get them outside? Do you think that would be safer?
I don't know yet because I don't know what's out there
So you think it would be safer to stay here?
for right now.
All right, we will do what you wish. And she's tending these guys as best she can, but other than that, she doesn't. I mean, she doesn't like start shepherding them south. So.
Right. Okay.
All right. So now Otto, Otto's not gonna go in?
No, Otto rolled a 33 for stealth, and Otto is going to go in.
So Otto's stealthing in there.
Yeah, see if he can suss out where they went.
All right. So Powers, from his point of view, does he have scent?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So he goes in there. So scent. Let me just check this real quick here. I think you can tell exact within 5 feet and general within 30 feet. Let me double check. Scent. All right, here. This is the rule on scent. Can detect opponents by smell. You can detect opponents by smell generally within 30 feet, upwind, downwind, overpowering stench. Okay, so it's 30 feet. You can generally detect opponents. If the creature detects other creature's presence. If the creature moves within 5 feet, then the sense source The creature can pinpoint the area the source occupies, even if it can't be seen. So 5 feet and then 30 feet. So basically, Otto sort of like skulks into the room. He's stealthing in, right? Very quiet. And you can see the two elementals are standing at the door. They're making some noise, but it's not a big deal. Otto goes in there, and you can see him. And he is smelling around. And he's trying to scent and he does not smell any creatures in here.
Does he find a door?
He does not see any doors either.
No doors, no creatures, but we know something came in here.
He saw the woman go in there.
Yeah.
And someone obviously let her in.
Yeah.
And somebody let her in.
Which leaves you with this chilling challenge. Find a way out.
Okay, well, Otto's going to let Farina know that this room seems clear back here.
It seems completely empty. Although he will detect some legacy smells of human. He will say there have been humans in here. But there aren't any humans in here now.
Yeah, I'm sure. He zapped out of there. Okay.
All right. Top of the order. Gato. How many more rounds of invisibility do you have, Gato?
Rounds.
3 rounds?
4.
4?
This,
Seems
counting
remote.
this one.
Okay. All right. So you go in there.
So I couldn't see, and I didn't understand what they said, and I saw Otto go in there, so I run in there also.
Okay.
Look around. It's an empty room.
Yeah, well, it's not empty. I mean, it's empty of people, but it has work tables with stuff on them and weapons. Some of them are broken. Some of them look like they're fixed. It's not empty. I mean, this is a workroom for these guys.
Does not suit our purposes at the moment.
There's some broken weapons on the rack that you're standing next to. There are some what look to be repaired weapons on the rack to the north. And there's a bunch of what looks to be alchemical equipment and books and reagents and shit like that all over those tables.
With haste, I'm able to actually get to here.
Okay.
With my movement. So
Okay.
I'm going to look for secret doors on these 2 walls.
Okay. Go for it, dude.
Is that perception? What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perception. Unless you have a special bonus. 26. Yeah, you do not find any secret doors.
Okay. I'll yell out, come on, Otto, let's go look for him. And I now have 3 rounds left.
Okay. Lothar, you're next, but give me a second. Actually, Lothar, give me a perception check.
19.
19, all right. Sorry. It takes me a minute to sort of maneuver all my guys into the perfect trap position. Okay. Right, do that. All right, Lothar, you're up.
I'm going to cast Invisibility Purge.
Okay.
So
What's the range on that?
35-foot radius.
35-foot radius, huh? That's great. Poop. All right. Invisibility purge.
So if you can give me the radius, I still have the ability to move.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now, there's nothing invisible within the range.
Now, is this a door?
That is, there's a door there.
And there's a double door on the other
There's-
side.
There's double doors here, and there's a doorway here from which you believe people came from earlier.
So I'm gonna take a 5-foot step,
Okay.
and then the 35-foot
Yeah.
should cover.
Yeah. This will purge Gatto.
Gatto. Yep.
Well, it doesn't change his invisibility. Only when he's in the sphere.
Well, he's within 35 feet of you.
Well, I get that.
So I'm still
He's still invisible, but he becomes visible as you get closer, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what you need is another aura.
Yeah. 35 feet.
Okay. I am going to change your regular healing aura to the 35 feet invisibility purge. How long does invisibility purge last?
Minutes per level.
Okay, so all right, so the yellow, can you see that? You can't see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I can see it.
You can see it? Okay. So so you do not see any creatures that you don't expect in the invisibility purge. Although I do need another perception check.
22.
22, yeah. No, you don't see anything. Everything seems completely normal.
But if anything within the range has been affected, everybody else gets a chance to see them too, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, it basically just negates the invisibility magic.
Right.
All right, down below in the other battle, Flashheart. You are right across from these things. You see Fletcher sort of whip that hammer around in there. He conks one of these things in the face, and it disappears. What do you do?
You're muted, Matt.
Thanks. Here I am. Hi. All right. So when I'm hasted, I have 3 attacks a turn, so I have 6 attacks. Is that correct?
No.
No.
You get one extra attack at your highest attack round.
What I'm hearing is I get 10 attacks around now.
I believe the math works out to be 3, Matt.
Yeah.
No, my guys get 10 attacks on you. That's
All right.
that's different. It's different from what we're talking about.
All right. So if I notice one just poofs in front of him, I'm going to be suspicious that these are maybe illusory or whatever. So.
All right, so you're going to try and attack one, or?
Yeah. What I'm saying is that can I spread my attacks around or no?
Absolutely.
All right. So I never do this. I always just basically attack one thing. So I'll put 2 attacks in the first and 1 attack in each of the other.
Actually, Matt, you can just take them one at a time. Take one and see what happens.
All right. I will do that. Thank you, sir. All right.
No, you can't do that.
Why?
You can do that.
All right. Here we go. First 2 attacks. First one's a fumble.
Ooh, that's first one's a fumble. It is not a confirmed fumble, but it does end your turn.
That is my 3rd one of the night. What the hell?
You bring
Why
Radiance
has I
down and
day
you hit it on
forsaken
the lintel
me?
of the thing. It's like, I've hit Radiance on the lintel of the doorway as I try to get these guys. It sticks in the wood, and you have to take a moment to get
Forgot it was a
yanked
low
out.
ceiling and I'm enlarged.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible.
Ouch.
Top of the order, the brain creatures, and they see your distress, and they are intrigued by it.
I don't know if it's distress is more as exasperation.
Yeah.
Why
frustration.
has Iomade forsaken me at my time of need?
And they are, what are they going to do? So much they can do.
Traces.
I think they're going to physically attack
Please?
you.
Please?
No. They're going to physically attack us. I think I'm feeling lucky. So they are going to attack you. So claw, bite, and potential rend. So we're going to go that round. Claw, bite. Ready?
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, so
First
what's your
one's a hit.
RPC?
26.
26. All right.
Well, more, right? With the haste, is that 27 or no? With the haste?
No, you don't get an
Yeah,
AC
but
bonus.
Okay.
it's still the same result.
Okay, so
All right,
26.
so I'm going to go ahead and try and confirm that crit. 22 hit you?
Nope.
No.
All right, so it's just a claw that manages to get on you. However, I do get exploding dice. So it's D8.
Ow. Did I mention that when we rescued a cat that I tried to get my family to accept Claw Bite as his name, but thought that was a great name for a cat.
DCB!
Now he's just Pumpkin.
11 points of claw damage.
Ow.
Let me check something. I need a fortitude save.
Oh, you can try to poison me?
I'm not going to try. I got a feeling I'm going to actually poison you.
Well, too bad you're clawing a paladin because
well,
I'm immune to all poisons.
You're immune to all poisons? Ah, that sucks. All right, so...
you want me to roll anyway? I'll be happy to roll.
Yeah, by all means. By all
let
means.
me get that one out of the way that I'm about to roll.
DC 21 on this poison that won't have any effect on you.
Yeah. You want to try to use some mummy disease on me or something too?
No, it's just claw poison. You would have failed and you would have lost strength, but because you're a paladin,
your foul venom has no merit.
Fletch, you're up.
Flash.
All right, I'm going to do
Christmas.
kind of along the lines what he was doing. We're going to take ourselves a single.
Well, just
You're
do
gonna
it.
whip,
Just do
that hammer back in there. So So your full attack. How many attacks do you get?
3.
3 attacks. All right. So let's do them one at a time.
Yep.
And
just try not to fumble like me. Oh no!
That is my second one of the night.
Let's see if we can confirm that. Oh, he doesn't
confirm.
confirm, but your attack ends.
Bullshit.
Hey, the dice never lie, my friend. Farina, you have a sense that the paladin and the barbarian are fucking
Having a
up.
slap.
In a sense, you hear a lot of screaming and
You hear a lot of.
God dang it.
Well, it's less screaming and more screeching. And really, you suspect that someone's panties are in the way.
I think Christopher Moore said it best when there was a bunch of heinous fuckery going on.
Yeah, but it's not being delivered by you guys.
No.
All right, Farina, you can't see them from where you are, but what do you do?
20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And that gets me in the door, right? 40, is that in the door? I don't know where the door is, right here still?
It's right here.
Okay, and then the 2 air elementals should be popping up, and I want them to pop up right here.
So you want the air elementals to pop up like right in there.
And I want each one to hit a different dude.
Okay.
Like commando elementals. I love it.
All right, they're in. All right, so they're in there. You should have control of them. Go ahead. They get a single attack.
Okay, I can't really tell which. I've just taken 2 of them less, so.
They're right here.
The north one and the east one.
Okay. 19's going to miss.
Oh, really? The 19 misses too.
Yep. And 12 is going to miss as well.
Okay.
Yep. They both miss. So the air elementals are now in the room. And so flash art, you would see is like whirlwinds just materialize. And you're like, what new hell is this? And but they do seem to be attacking against the things. And you can see the brain creatures are sort of like whirling around, trying to deal with whatever it is that's going on behind them. This whirlwind.
Can I take my 1 attack and hit this one right here?
You got line of sight? Yeah, you can try it. Yeah, single arrow. I'm gonna. Here's the thing.
Yep.
You're threading the needle here, so I'm gonna give you a -4.
But I have thread the needle type skills.
Point blank, precise.
Yeah.
Precise shot.
I mean, you got 2 enlarged fighters throwing shit around.
Hey,
Anyway,
I never argue with the DM.
-2. We'll go -2. You've got the skills, but there's a lot of shit in your way.
Whew, so 22?
22 is a hit. Now, I want you to roll a d6, as will I, because you hit a mirror image. And if we match, so 1 to 2, 2 to 3, or I'm sorry, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. If we match, then you hit the actual. That is a hit on the actual. Good job. So you managed to thread that needle. Give me the damage.
And then that's evil.
Farina, you are unstoppable.
I was about to say, I'm going to be embarrassed if she had to come to our rescue yet again.
She's literally murdering everyone.
Yeah, cue up the embarrassment.
Yes,
17 points of damage. You see this thing rock backwards as you know the creature you hit. It does not disappear, but it rocks backwards towards the southern door. As this arrow just sticks
Not
right.
all
at
of them have an arrow.
Yeah,
That's-
well, no, but you know what I mean.
Does that tell them now which one? By watching
They all have an
it,
arrow, actually.
They've all got an arrow sticking out of them now.
but you tell it one was weakened? The one that just got hit was weakened?
They all look the
They all
same.
Tell the one they hit, but they're
Oh,
shifting
I
all the time.
see. I see. Yeah. Okay. And then Otto is going to.
Usually hit the right one.
Otto, I hit the right one. Otto is going to reserve and just follow Gatto. So he'll jump into. He won't take his turn this time. He'll follow Gatto. Yeah. So when Gatto goes up next, is that okay? Can I do that?
All right, Otto's going to follow Gatto.
Yep.
All right, I've already moved him. So here I'm going to move my guys. Oh, I'm hitting a caps lock. That's not helping me. It's not helping me at all. All right. That's all they can do. Bardos, you're up. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Let's see. Hang on, let me just roll a d20. It's going to be plus 14, so 26 or 25.
25. Actually, okay, so 25. Give me a knowledge arcana check.
Knowledge arcana.
Or knowledge planes, whichever you have that's better.
Huh.
18.
That was planes.
Something that's planes. What's your arcana? 22. Something has shifted nearby. Something has opened. You don't see anything, but you can feel it in the ether, in the magical environment, the ley lines that surround you. Something has changed. Somebody has shifted something. You're not sure what, but it's happening soon or now.
So something's getting summoned or being gated in, something like that.
Could be, yeah. That's your expectation.
Okay, I will say that out loud.
What do you say?
I think something's getting gated in or summoned here. Enemies,
Another one of the giants.
possibly, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. Am I going to move? I don't think I'm going to move, but I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
You're going to go invisible. All right. Awesome. Now, is this regular invisibility or greater invisibility?
Yeah, it's regular.
Regular. All
I
right.
I don't
Plain
know.
old cool invisibility. Oh, I'm on the wrong level. Hold on a second. All right. We'll give you the eyeball of invisibility. One moment, please. And how long? That lasts until you do something stupid, right?
It lasts for minutes, so.
Yeah, minutes, 8 minutes.
Okay.
You've been doing the tentacles, right? Les, the black tentacles. If there's
Yeah,
anything
the tentacles are doing. Yeah, I've been keeping track of it.
Okay.
Hey, Les,
Yep.
did she take 3 bleed damage during my last attack unless she did something?
She did,
Okay.
but you don't see her. She cares not a bit for you because you're a poop. Hold on. Okay. All right, Bardos, that's it for you. Ilindar. You see Ilindar, you see Bardos. He disappears. Give me a perception check, however. 19 perception. You're helping with the Crusaders. You've got this guy on your feet. You're dealing with Jerebeth, and frankly, Jerabeth's charms are starting to work on you. I mean, she's an elven princess with everything that accompanies that. And you're thinking, well, I do like a Ruchelet, but on the other hand, I am an elf, and she's an elf, and maybe I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
something's happening here.
I'm involved with a succubus demon type. Is that the type you want to aggravate?
Yeah, it seems like
Don't
she
wanna
might
deal
be
with that.
the jealous type.
What about a demon that's yeah.
All right, so you're keeping your hands to yourself at this point.
Yes, very much so.
Okay,
I'm
good.
pretty sure that takes crazy ex-girlfriend to the next level.
Yes, that's like not to the next level. That's like 3 level. That's like 3-tier levels, like past that.
However, as you turn your head, you look into the temple of Baphomet, and you can see standing on the plinth next to the statue itself, you can see a guy right here.
I'm going to yell out, "Mages in the temple."
Jerabeth looks around and she's like, "What do you mean? Bardos, you can't see.
No.
Lothar, give me a perception check. See if you even hear him." 22. You hear him. So you hear mages in the temple. You're not entirely sure what that means, but sure, why not?
The earth rises at midnight.
Yes. Red rum, red rum. Oh.
All right. So that's so what do you do? So first of all, what do the elementals do?
The elementals will tell me the room's empty.
They do, and they will also tell you that that the earth creature and the elf have gone in there.
Okay.
So
Well, they
from
didn't
their
see him
point of
go
view,
in.
Otto is just a creature of the earth.
Actually, they didn't see him go in there. He was invisible when he ran past them.
They saw Otto
Yes.
go in there, and then they saw Gado appear.
Yeah, they just saw God appear in there.
Okay.
So
There's
basically,
an elf here. Should we kill him? Should we kill him? Would that be satisfactory?
Don't mess with him.
Let us kill this half elf for you.
okay, so this one right here, since he's close, okay, Hildar's going to say several things. First, he's going to,
Specify your languages, please.
yes, okay, in common, he's going
Okay.
to tell the 3 people he's with, get down, because there's mages that can target stuff up here, and we're behind a barrier, so
Okay.
it doesn't take much of a duck to get us down behind there, but he's going to say, duck down.
All right. So these like duck down. I've spotted some mages.
Right.
Blackfire Adepts.
So these guys can burrow through any kind of stone. Any
Okay.
kind of
Yeah, they
gravel
could do
ground.
earth glide. Yeah.
So he's going to do a half earth glide up to right here.
Okay. So he's just going to go through the
Kind of
steps.
carrying her above his head.
Carrying him above.
Well, here's the thing. I don't. He's carrying her above the steps. Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
And then he's just going to dump her off kind of in my square.
Plop. Well, he can't dump her. It'd be like over the barricade.
Yeah.
He's gonna chuck her over the barricade. All right. So,
I told him-
Jerabeth
I told him to bring her to me.
jumps backward as he dumps this like destroyed body. Remember, these guys basically punched her to death.
Right.
So she's crushed. There's blood all over the place. She is
With the
she's a
sheepish,
mess. She's an
Yeah.
absolute mess.
with a sheepish smile, he's going to say, "Oh, look, it's raining summoners."
Jerabeth looks aghast. Although the Crusaders are like, yeah.
There's the dark elf
Jerabeth is
spirit.
like, oh, where's my fainting couch? She's aghast, and she even looks down, and there might be a little bit of blood splatter on her
I thought you were going to say piddle.
robe. Well, no, she's not tinkling, but she is sort of. She looks aghast. She's like, and she's looking at you and looking at the body, and she's looking at you and looking at the body, and there's probably a little bit of PTSD that's taking place here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She's just up against the wall, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that she's plopped into the ground at your feet.
Right. The other 2
Elementals.
earth elementals,
Right?
I'm going to yell out in common. What do you want the elementals to do?
Lothar and Gato, give me a perception check. Gato, yours better be pretty good.
I don't know, the Gatto's going to be able to understand and do anything with it.
Gato, you don't. Honestly, you can't understand what he's saying. Lothar, you hear him perfectly.
I mean, never mind.
So, and
So
Illandar.
you hear Illandar yell out, "What do you guys want the elementals to do?" And Lothar, you hear him perfectly. You're not sure what to
Who he's
make
talking
of that.
about.
Gato, you don't hear him. I mean, you hear something in the distance, but you don't hear that.
Right.
What I'm doing is casting detect magic and looking at the dead summoner.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And trying
Lothar,
to,
do you have any response to?
And trying to convince what's her name that this is normal, that it rains dead summoners in here.
Yeah, I'm sure that's working well.
Hey, let me see.
By the way,
what's my bluff check? Let me check that out.
yeah, go ahead and roll that. I'd love to see that. Let's go ahead and roll a bluff check. Oh yeah, we murder summoners all the time. That's just a thing that we do.
Well, you could just say you did warn her.
I don't think you need to do a bluff check if you're just going to say we murder summoners all the time. We do.
Yeah,
It's not a
this
bluff.
is not. Yeah,
It's not a bluff. Yeah, I guess you don't have to bluff her, but I mean,
this is more diplomacy. So
yeah, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to like calm her down?
Yeah.
Okay, so diplomacy, or I don't know, a attraction check. 24. She doesn't say anything. She backs up. She's backed up against that wall. She's a bit. I mean, she looks frankly, a little green around the gills, and she keeps looking at the blood on the bottom of her like cloak or robe, like her long, like by her boots. There's blood on her clothing from when these guys like plopped Zanedra over the side. Because remember, it's like a 4.5 foot thing, so they just like lifted her over and blunk, and she's like, so there's blood on her clothing, and she's not like running away, but she keeps looking at that blood.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her Farina knows how to get it out. She's a hunter.
Yeah, I said we can take care of that.
Farina has a little bit of red wine and vinegar with her. She'll handle it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, she's not running, but she's not talking.
And so, if I don't hear anything, then
Well, it's up to Lothar. Lothar, do you respond to him?
Oh yeah, but it's not my turn. Do I get to respond now?
You could respond as a free action.
Okay, as a free action, send one northwest, send the other through the double doors to the west, and stop thinking with the little head.
Wow.
So it's always nice to have a priest of Erastil with you to sort of like bring things.
You sinner.
He sees everything. And he's an Ulfin. He's a Viking too. So it's like he's been there. He understands what you're talking about.
So, all right. So unless you know those instructions, you can make them do whatever based on those instructions.
All right. So repeat those. He's like, first one, go
send,
west.
Send one to the northwest. So here.
West. Okay.
Send the other through the double doors to the west. So here.
Okay.
And stop thinking with the small head.
All right. So that part might be a little harder. I'm sorry, more difficult.
Nice.
But I mean, obviously, that's Illandar's going to have to do what, like a fortitude save.
Yeah, no.
It might be a will save for something like that. If he's going to stop thinking with a little head, that's a will save.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably worse than a will save. We've all had to try to do that, and
he's a drow. He's a drow, so it's a -2.
Let's be honest. We've all tried to do that and failed. So just get it over with.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've always, but personally, I can only speak for myself. But I've historically always succumbed to peer pressure. So it's just my thing. All right. So you yell out that they go that way. You could see. I just moved them over there so you can sort of see what in the directions they're going in. We'll deal with that later.
Like I said, I'm looting that body, so.
So you're looting that body. So you're asking me. So you basically, as Jeremy sort of backs up against the wall, looking at the blood on her clothes, you go elbow deep looking for loot on this torn apart corpse.
Yeah.
There are several things that radiate magic. What do you want to
Gatto's
know?
very proud.
If I can't do anything else, and plus the summoner, she might have something that would be useful to me.
Yep.
Okay. All right. What do you got? So what do you want to look? So there's a couple of. There's actually.
We can do this after the fact. I don't want to stop the combat. I just moved past me.
Get that once. I keep double tapping.
Okay. All right. We can do it later. All right. Let me write that down.
I wanted to see if it was on the left region. Really over here, bro.
Okay. Got it. All right. So that's Ilindar. Gatto. And then
Les,
Otto.
I sent you a hangout message.
What? I didn't get it, I don't think. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. maybe I
Hangout
did.
message.
Okay.
Hangout message.
I'm looking around. I'm kind of looking at the weapons rack and the chests and stuff.
Otto's pacing at the door. You said, come on, let's go.
Okay, I just sent you a couple of messages.
I know what I said.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, Otto's like,
And then Otto starts pacing a light.
I moved to here.
okay. And start digging around through there. So, are you going to send me a message?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sending it to you via Hangout.
All right,
'cause apparently his friend's
we'll-
account closed.
We'll deal with that later as well.
Yep. That's what I'm doing this round.
It would, so, okay. So, quick question. Let me know.
I replied.
3 rounds. 3 rounds, 18 seconds.
Okay, I'm not gonna be invisible anymore by that time.
You're inside that. Lothar, give me a perception check when you get a moment. No rush. Otto.
Otto, go
Gives
ahead
me-
without me. I'm gonna be busy for a bit.
So
Otto's
you.
gone.
So
Otto's
Otto,
gone.
Otto's already out. Where does Otto go? Otto, whoa, where? Otto, what are you doing?
He's got haste. He went from here. Oh,
How is he getting over the grease?
he's a cat that can like leap 40 feet and do a double twist.
All right. First of all, I'm going to need an acrobatics thing. To
We
make
do
sure
need
he
some
doesn't
checks
fall
though.
on.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And then I'm going to leap over the head of this chick.
I'm just going to take a wild guess and say this is a double move.
I've got haste and I'm 40 foot walking.
So 70 foot.
Still gonna be. It's still,
That's a single move.
So haste this cat go 70 feet.
Yeah, I'm thinking it.
So first of all, I
Gatto
think
started
somebody needs
here
to-
actually.
I think somebody needs to say something.
10.
Who hasted a puma?
10,
Bardos.
Because that was wrong.
35,
That was wrong to do.
40,
I just think it's funny to watch. That's why I did it.
55, 65, 70. That's a double move, but I'm hasted. I mean, I could go much longer than that. 40, I'm 80.
Well, so if you're hasted, so I mean, what haste does is it I think the max on haste is 70. So if
just
you
adds
can,
30.
It's not a single move where you went to.
it just adds 30, no matter what
No,
the original is.
Okay, but I,
Or
can do
it's
a double
30,
move,
whichever's less.
but I can do a double move because I'm not
Right.
going to be attacking anyone.
Right.
So,
Sure, yeah, you can get there in a double move.
okay. So that being said, this wall, oops, sorry, this goes right here. So for now, I think Otto's going to climb on top of all these dead bodies. Can you put me to the top of the heap here?
Sure. Where did Otto go?
Right under all these dead bodies.
This
Over in the over there. Okay, so let me send everything to the back. Hold on.
there he is.
And that's it.
All right, hold that thought. Lothar, you're up next. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
Think we'll ever get out of this room?
Amen. Good
So,
Lord.
are we going to leave here soon?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, sorry for outing you, Gatto, but I'll move here in a minute.
Yeah, this is the.
We're going to be out of every spell and ability we have. We might as well just leave after this. But I feel like all we have left is
Can you imagine the carnage? The realistic carnage? We'd be like each of us ankle deep in blood right now.
Yeah.
He's already cleared out a bunch of the dead bodies, too.
Yeah.
A couple locations.
Arms are getting tired from all the slaying.
Yeah.
Or anything would work here.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys ever watched any of that medieval combat, quote unquote, reality stuff?
I think I watched a part of one episode. I know
The guys that throw on armor and go
Yeah.
into a ring and beat on each other.
and
they
take
last-
it super, super seriously.
But they last for like a minute tops, and
Right.
then they're
Yeah.
all huffing breath and
Yeah.
falling over. Yeah,
Yep.
Right.
because they're
This has
wearing
been something.
50 pounds of armor and they're swinging giant crap. Yeah, that, and even these big gym rat guys, they last for like a minute tops.
Right. Well, they can't be enlarged. Hmm.
The larger ones seem to fall first
Makes sense.
because they get gassed. The bigger muscles get gassed faster.
Yeah, that's why Delta Force is all small, whippy guys.
Yeah, exactly. Navy SEALs tend to be little
Yep.
Weasley guys that are badasses. But I just think it's funny when I watch those shows, and I think about the D&D combats. I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't go.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Have you ever seen
Been
the
a
reality
long battle, Les.
the reality shows of night on night combat? The guys that wear like armor and they have blunted but genuine weapons, basically, as far as weight is concerned.
Like the HEMA guys?
No, not necessarily.
No, they
There's
fight.
there's a reality show. These guys go into a ring and fight. And
Okay.
these big gym rat dudes, like giant muscles,
Mhm.
they last a minute and then they can't breathe and they lay on the floor and gasp for a while
Yeah, okay.
because it's so exhausting to fight in armor.
We're just remarking that we should
Well,
all be
that's-
really exhausted now because we're like knee deep in blood at this
Yeah.
point.
Well, that's true. I mean, what always fried me is when you look at those battle scenes on medieval movies, but also historical movies, and they line. So it's funny. They line up so far from each other, like it's like 200 yards away, and then it's like a 200-yard sprint to go and fight. And I'm like, there is no way I'm running 200 yards and then getting into the fight. I'm just gonna like sort of stroll up, keeping my. But these guys like full on sprint, just like run in, and I'm like, there's no way. You guys would be like massively winded.
Not in armor. Anyway, it's my turn.
It is.
Okay, so I heard, based on my perception check,
Mhm.
that there are mages in the whatever this place is.
There are monkey boys in the complex. Yeah, that's
Monkey
true.
boys in the
Monkey
complex.
boys
So
in the facility.
Please
5,
kill
10,
them.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. With haste.
So you're flying back to the main corridor. Give me
Right.
give me a perception.
Negative energy blast.
Oh, you spot those two. There's two mages on the statue of Baphomet. They are elevated about 5 feet. They're standing on the plinth.
Right.
And they are about ready to drop something into that hallway.
Right. So I'm going to move to here,
Okay.
and then I'm going to shoot this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a single attack, so you can ignore the rest.
Okay.
30.
30 to hit. That will hit. 4 points of damage. Am I reading that right?
Yes, but there's also the plus 2d6 because she's evil.
Would that be the 8 damage? Oh, no. Plus 2
No,
to 6.
no.
You have to roll
Right.
it. Okay.
That's right. So the first attack was a 30 to hit, doing minimum damage.
Right.
And then the 2d6 for evil, so 10 points. And that's from the Bow of Erastil.
So 10 more. So 14 total
Right.
from the bow of Erastil. Again, these bows are the smell of earth, the freshly turned earth and wheat and baking bread fills the room. You can feel. So give me a knowledge religion check real quick.
The other thing while I'm doing that is Now that I have hit her,
Mhm.
I have a sense of where she goes.
18. Okay, so oh, that's right, because
Right, because of the bow.
right,
So
right.
if she goes invisible or dimension doors or teleports or whatever,
Mhm.
I'll have a sense if she's within my range of where she
Gotcha.
went.
Okay, so you nail her. You at the 18 knowledge check, as your arrow passes into the temple. I mean, right off the bow, you can feel your arrow, and it's like as you're watching it. You line up on her. Everything looks the same. You release, and the arrow just kind of like passes into the temple, and it kind of like does this, and then continues on in its flight, and then actually hits her. It's almost as if the arrows sort of fought through some sort of barrier system or something like that, or some sort of disruptive magic. It was so quick that you almost missed it, but you suspect that it has something to do with this temple, and you remember Bardos has told you that going into this temple is problematic. So they are obviously, and they're standing on the statue of Baphomet, and you could see them.
Right. And in my past shots, I've experienced that. And I've also seen they were shocked when they got hit anyway.
Yeah,
'Cause
this
they
one is a
expected to
little
be
shocked.
perfected.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's been hit before.
Right.
She looks so. Give me no, you know what? I'll capitalize on the 28%. You're looking at her, and you can see that below her thighs have been, she's got like these red cloaks and stuff on, but the below, say, her thighs, the cloaks have been torn apart, and you can see blood dripping down her legs and boots.
Yeah.
And what?
You're not sure why, but
She's
it's
been
obviously on her
damaged
lower.
before.
Yeah, she's been damaged before, and it's obviously that damage has been focused on an area below, say, mid-thigh.
Boots, Matt, not boobs.
I'm thinking that's Otto.
Like
Yeah,
the,
well,
the
I mean,
teenager
it's
Matt just
possible.
I was trying to claw on my brain there.
All
Anyway,
right.
that's the end of my move.
Speaking of boobs, Flashlight, you're up.
My holy breast will strike at thee. All right. I don't know why Flashheart's getting more cheesy as we go along, but he feels like it.
So Flashlight,
right,
you're
so-
still standing in front of these things. Now they have been whacked. An arrow just kind of flipped through there and got something. There's some whirlwinds in there. This whole battle has changed. You're not sure what the hell's
All
going
right. Well, I'm pretending the last round didn't happen for Fletcher and I, and I'm resetting for my 3
Yeah, come
attacks.
on. We need to make up for
I think that's
reputation
So,
here.
frankly.
Haste is still on, and enlargement's still on, right? So that would actually would be 15, not 14. I don't know why I rolled twice there, but let's call it a 2. My first roll missed, I'm assuming. Second roll hit.
That would be correct. Yeah, the first roll would miss. The second roll would hit.
I don't know why it's doing that double roll. Anybody else have that problem?
Not so
All
far.
right. My third roll. Okay, third roll.
Ooh, that's a hit.
30. Okay. Those are my 3 hits.
All right. So you have 2 hits. So let's do the second one. Go ahead and roll. So there are 3 creatures there. Roll a d6, and we'll see if we match. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Ready? 3,
Yeah.
2.
Wait. I'm not ready.
Oh, just roll it.
That I just had to take the bonus off. That's all. 3, 2, 1.
You hit the same one. You hit the right one. The one that the arrow slammed into. You hit that
Okay.
one.
All right. So D10 plus. It's plus 2, right, for the strength bonus?
I don't. Yeah. Because of enlarge. Yeah.
I think that's right. Go back and look at my chart here. Ooh.
Max damage.
Damage.
So you look backward and you look at Radiance and you're just like, Radiance, tell me what is right. And you almost close, you narrow your eyes almost to closing and you just stab forward. And it's like, as this creature just like reaches out. The other ones disappear. Boom. 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 And this one falls to the ground. It sort of settles. It's not even like falls. It settles to the ground as Radiance has stabbed it.
One more hit for him coming in.
Go for it.
There you go. 19's not too
19
shabby
points
either.
of damage. And so you stab it in the face, and it begins to saddle backward, and then Radiance is like, use me to kill it. And you're just like, and you stab it right into its skull, and it's like, it shudders and crashes down to the earth. And the air elemental's like, what do we do now? But you've killed it. You've killed it.
I will high five with Fletcher over here.
Don't leave me hanging.
Woot.
Fletcher,
Yay.
you're up. What do you do?
All right.
You've seen the destruction that Flashheart has wrought. You've seen the lack of enemies. What do you do now?
I believe the whole point of coming this way, we were heading north to go up the other side of the door. So
That was the plan. Oh, that was part of the plan, correct.
All right. So you get there, and the first thing you see is you stop up short. You get into the sort of the vivisection room, and you see a disconcerting sight. You see, as you look forward into the rooms and into this room, you see black curlicue octopus tentacles flying around. They don't seem to have anybody. They're looking for creatures to think, and it's almost as if they can sense you because they begin kind of like leaping. They're not leaping.
Bardos
They're like,
told me he cast that spell. So I'm not
right. You
going
think
to-
this is his spell. So,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you're not sure that you want to run directly into it.
I do let Bardos know. Well, do I need a perception check to see if anybody's in there?
Yeah, give me one.
More forward. Okay, let's do perception. You seem to say no.
31 perception. You don't see anyone moving around in there. It seems empty.
So I holler
Except
back.
for the-
I said, "Let Bardos know. Unfortunately, his tentacles didn't catch nothing."
Bardos, give me perception. See if you hear him. As Flashheart is yelling at you from 80.
That'd be Fletcher, but
90
still.
feet. Fletcher, I mean, sorry. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you hear Bardos. It's like he's got the Lindsay Wagner hearing going on, and you hear Fletcher yell out, "Bardos, your tentacles have captured nothing. You are the worst mage we've ever seen. We're giving you back to Xanther Vang." But no, he tells you that he doesn't think the tentacles have anybody now.
Well, they don't really capture anything. They just do damage for a while.
Well, no, they grapple too. I mean,
He grappled
they
somebody we
captured
thought, but yeah.
All
All right, that's my turn.
Farina.
Okay, so Farina does not know that Lothar used a special arrow. So she's going to take a 5-foot step,
What she does know is that Lothar has fired an arrow
right?
into there.
But not that he fired a special arrow.
No. Well, I mean,
Arrows you can use.
give me an actual. Yeah, actually, give me a perception check, Farina. Where did she go? Where did you go? Oh, you went way down there. Okay.
I just took a 5-foot step out the door.
Okay.
Now I hear there's mages in the temple.
35. So when Lothar, if you witnessed Lothar fire this arrow, you would have been very much intrigued, not only by the bow itself, which seems incredibly well crafted and a
I was in the room, Loss. I wouldn't have noticed.
and a thing of nature. But okay, so you would not have noticed. All right, never mind.
I mean, I've read the description, and I wish I would have noticed because I wouldn't have done this, but it'd be
He had,
better.
the, he had the flavor text all up and ready to go, and
I was ready.
denied.
Well, you've talked about it. This magic amazing bow, which is awesome.
But it's a bow of it's a bow of naturalness. It's a bow of the earth. It's a bow of all those things that Erastil holds dear.
Farina has great respect for it.
Les Hostetler, you use your mouth prettier than a $10 hoover.
Thanks, man. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
A
For
little,
now.
little blazing saddles for you there.
All right. So what are you shooting at?
I have a line of sight. I'm hoping because she's up on the. You said she's standing up on the.
Oh, you're talking about to the north?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So let's take a look at what's in your way. You've got a barricade here,
But she's up
and
standing
then,
on a pedestal.
but
or
she's
something.
up 65 feet.
You've also got stairs too.
Yeah, she's up.
Stairs.
She's
-2. There's a lot of shit in the way. -2. But I mean, you're full attacking her.
Yep.
All right.
And that means though that I probably only hit once.
Hold on. So her armor class is 23. So 1, 2, 3,
Only
3
the
hits.
first one hit. Only the first one hit. The other two are different rolls. Those are perceptions. And
Oh,
so-
those are percepts. Okay, so just
Yeah,
the
35.
one arrow.
35 is the only one that hit.
Okay, so one arrow. Jeez, what a shot though.
We'll take one arrow, and then I'm going to send the air elementals in. I have no idea if they can get through that barrier. We think they're neutral. Gordon and I were looking, but
Yeah.
They're under your control. So I mean, if you summon them, they're yours. 14 points of arrow damage out of the blue. I mean, she can't even probably see you.
so that probably didn't do much damage. And your arrow.
She yells out. All right, so
These
and what
guys
are you
can
doing?
move- These guys can move 100 feet.
Yeah, they're fast.
100 feet?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. So they just come ripping in there. All right, wait. They are neutrals, yes?
Yep.
Hold on, I gotta check something.
We weren't sure they could get through the barrier.
Well, yeah, there's a barrier there. So, hold on. All right, so. All right, so basically it has Unhallow and a magic circle. So let me check. Unhallow. All right, so Unhallow says it's magic circle against good, resists negative channel energy, blah, blah, blah. So, and it has a dispel on it. Okay, so here's the thing. This Unhallow has a dispel magic attached to it, which means the moment that they enter in there, they are faced with a dispel magic on them based on the caster level of the thing. So it's basically your caster level. What's your caster level for your summoning spell?
Spell planner.
Hang on. My caster level is 9.
9. All right. The caster level on that thing is 17. So we need to
Did you say 17?
17. All right. So it's basically 9 against 17. So roll a d20 plus 9 versus my d20 plus 17 to see what happens. Ready? 1, 2.
Not yet. Okay,
All right, tell me when.
go. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, you beat me!
Oh!
That is crazy!
Oh!
Ah, that's crazy. All right, so your elementals
You are on fire.
hit this barrier, and they just they start to discorporeate, and then somehow they manage to get back together, and they are in. So they are in there. What do they do?
So I want to try this whirlwind attack,
Okay, all right.
which I'm not. Let's see here.
What the hell is that? Oh, you should try and lift them?
They're trying to grab them.
Yeah, I think it'll be distracting from spell casting. So an affected.
Well, that and then you can bring them out.
Oh, that would be nice. Affected creature must succeed on a reflex save. DC plus half monster's HD plus the monster's strength modifier. Or take damage if it were hit by the slam attack, which would be a standard.
All right. So what was that again? What was the thing?
DC 10 plus half the hit dice, half monster's hit dice plus the monster's strength modifier. Whoa.
All right. So hit dice is 9.
Holy shit.
Strength modifier is going to be 0. Or should I just do a reflex save?
You must succeed a reflex save when you get to roll that to So, and then
So 2D is the hit die. So
he's moving the screen around. Let him tell
So
you.
there's two guys in there and two air elementals. Are they grabbing them both?
One for each of them.
Okay. So
looks
you're
like 11 less is the save. 10 plus 1 for the because they have 2 hit die.
no, I think it's my hit die, isn't it? No, it's your hit die. Oh, okay. All right. So so they're trying to pick these guys up and move them forward, correct?
Here's your elemental over here.
Yeah.
Duplicated.
Is that right?
Yes, yes.
All right. And the
Yes,
DC
and
is
yes.
11.
It says DC 12 here, though. So that's
DC
why
12?
Okay, there you go.
I thought that was his reflex save when I was reading. What he would have for a reflex.
It's DC 12. Yep.
All right. Here we go. Left side. Hello.
Yeah.
All right. He made it. Not going out. Right side. Made it. Both of them made it. So they are both. So both of your air elementals are trying to lift these guys up, and their magical nature is keeping them firmly to the ground.
Okay. Now I think though, even if they make their reflex save, effective creature must succeed on a reflex save when it comes into contact. Oh, or take damage. Okay, so you're good then.
We're good. So can they? So here's the thing. If they're trying
Also,
to be,
it must also succeed on a second reflex save or be picked up bodily. I guess that would be if you lost the first one, then you would take the second one. So the first one just does damage if you miss it. The second one allows me to pick you up.
all right. So they're buffeting them, but they are they're basically fighting it off.
It doesn't say that if the first one fails, the second one doesn't happen, actually.
So they have to make a secondary check.
I think so, yeah.
It doesn't really say it now.
No, it only if the first one fails. They have to have them. They have to grab them before they can lift them up.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
But,
you can't
but-
lift them up if they're not grabbing.
It says the creature still takes damage but can leave if the save is successful, but that's for the second one, I guess. Yeah.
No, they can make attacks of opportunity if these guys start casting spells.
Okay. Okay.
True. All right, and it is time for them to start casting spells.
Otto's gonna follow Fletcher.
Otto's not on your.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
So they'll take the attacks of opportunity. They're going into full round spells. They both kneel down on the plinth, and they are guarding their heads and as they cast the spells. So go ahead and take those attacks of opportunity if you want to hurt them.
It's a full round action.
It's a full round action, yeah.
So they're doing this until their next turn then.
Yep. These two are.
That means any damage they take in the middle of that
Will require a concentration check, yes.
Shit and shit.
No hits. So no damage, Mike.
Round. Less.
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about the elements, the elementals. I'm worried about.
Butthole.
I'm
All right.
other things damaging them.
All right. So here, these guys are going. So nobody sees them, which is good. And they're going to do that.
I can feel that pre-30-minute fade coming.
Are we 30 minutes? All right. So first things first. Boom. Boom. 2 stinking clouds materialize in the main room. And I'm gonna need Otto and Farina to make a saving throw. As you guys find yourself in the middle of the stinking cloud.
Is that which one? Fortitude. Fortitude.
Give me a second. Fortitude, yeah. And the DC here is hold on a second. 18.
What is it? 18?
18. Fortitude 18.
Do we know where those clouds came from?
You don't. Okay, who is that?
Farina?
All right.
Farina stunk.
What was the next one?
The other one was
Otto seems fine. Farina, however. Yeah, Otto, that's Otto. Otto seems fine. Farina, however, is nauseated. You experience stomach distress as you find yourself surrounded by a cloud of absolutely noxious vapor. You are unable to attack, cast spells, concentrate, or do anything else requiring. The only action you can do is take a single move action per turn.
Where are you, Farina? Right behind us?
You are surrounded by garbage. And once you leave it, it's 1d4 rounds you're still affected by it. You are hurling right now.
Okay.
You're right behind us, Farina?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm not quite sure where you are.
She's in front of you. She's
I'm outside the door. Yeah, I'm behind
here.
you.
Bardos.
See that, Matt?
Yeah, I see her now.
Bardos, you're up.
Les, I'm sorry, as a side, you had given me those herbs that I had collected, but I failed to note how many you gave me.
You've been using them quite a bit. How many do you...
I've only used one of the Tentavial seeds.
Okay.
But
How many do you have? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was asking you if you remember.
Tell you what, for stuff like that, roll a d4. That's how many you have.
Okay.
Because you haven't had a lot of time to sort of gather and be out in the woods and that kind of stuff and fix that kind of thing. So d4 is what you brought with you.
Okay.
All right. Just I'm going to trust you to sort of keep track of it.
Okay, I will.
Bardos, you're there. You see Lothar shooting into the other room, into the chapel, which you dare not go. Everything, and you smell the acrid smoke of a stinking cloud materializing again. And you hear retching down to the south. What do you do?
I'm going to reach over, lose my invisibility because I'm going to do an orb of acid, which is about the only thing I can do right now.
Okay.
Acid splash, actually.
Okay.
So it's a ranged touch.
To whom? To Lothar?
No, to the Red Witch.
All right, so you're doing a 5-foot step to step into the doorway kind of thing.
No, I'm just kind of reaching around. I can look around the corner, can I?
Yeah, all right.
Is there a wall here? There's not a wall here, right?
No, there's not a wall there, but there's a wall like right here. So yeah, I mean, you could just like reach an arm around and blast her. That's what you want to do. Go ahead. Ooh, potential critical, not a critical, but you will get the exploding dice. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a big 1d3.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll a 6, but it's half of this.
Okay. Ooh, that's exploding dice. So 3 points. Roll it again.
Oh, okay.
3
so one
and
more.
2 is 5. All right. The acid splashes on her, and she's like, ah! See her like she has been disrupted a little bit and may hurt her from a point of view of her son.
She has to make a concentration check.
She has to make a concentration check. We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that when it's her turn. Gonna move it all, Bardos?
I'm going to take a couple steps back, I guess, in the corner.
Okay. Ilindar, you're up. You're behind the barricade. All these things are happening. You can see the stinking clouds that have just materialized to the south.
I'm going to call to Jerabeth to get her mind off of the dead body right here. So you said you were a caster. Do you have any way to get rid of those? And I'll point down to the stinking clouds.
I don't. It's been so long since I had any access to my spellbook or anything like that. I can't. I can still see, but my powers are depleted because I've been a prisoner for so long. I wish I could help.
You see an enemy caster anywhere?
See her sort of like do this. She's kind of like, and you see her looking to the south, and she says, "There are 2. 2 casters down to the south. They are behind the barricades. They're actually outside. I can see them through the clouds. They are the ones that casted that. They are down there to the south. At the door, at the main door.
I'm going to call down. Those stinking cloud came from the casters by the front door. And I'm calling to Farina and then past Farina because that's the last place I saw Flashheart and Fletcher.
Okay. So you guys hear, what did you say? Those stinking clouds came from casters by the main door.
By the front door.
Don't go over there.
That's not what I
That
said.
would be crazy. We're trying to make friends with them. We've engaged in parlay. All right, so you say that. I mean, basically everyone nearby hears you, including Farina, although she's hurling her guts out. Fletcher, you probably would have to roll a perception check to hear that. You hear what sounds like Ilandar's voice, but you're not sure what he said.
Yeah.
Flashheart doesn't say anything to me.
Flashheart doesn't say squat. He's too busy wiping blood off himself.
I did yell up the hallway. I did yell up the hallway to you. I said as a free action. I said, "Look up."
Yeah, when you say heads up, it doesn't mean look up. All right, so Ilandar, are you going to do anything else other than that? What about the?
Yes. Tell them that earth elemental that's up here.
Okay.
Burrow down on the other side of that wall, and I'm pointing to this wall. I said, and then pop up and go find the casters and take them out. So he can go 40 feet with a double move in a burrow.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So basically he gets just to, I lost him.
Yeah, I did too. No, I got him.
Oh.
Where is he going?
He's basically to right there.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I have him.
Okay.
All right. So basically he's burrowing through the ground. Goes down.
Yeah.
All right.
The other two, they're
in the other rooms, and they'll tell you, we don't see anything. Master, we don't see anything. There's nothing in here. There are no dudes. There are no women.
No dudes. Okay, as long as I say there's no dudes.
Now, I know you want us to find the dudes and kill the women, which we find to be a little bit questionable, but we are not in the position to ask questions.
I'm going to have them just come back to me then.
Your Jungian issues need to be worked out on your own.
Yes. So both of them make 40 feet back toward me and they're under the ground.
So you're saying come to me?
Yeah, if they can't see anything, and I know that I've got another threat south of me, I'm going to pull them back to me.
All right, so both of them will appear basically at the doorway right here. They're coming up the doorway. And they will actually do that, and they will burrow under the thing, and they will show up right here.
Okay. That's probably about as far as they can get.
That's as far as, yeah, that's a double move. But they're right there. They just come up through the ears. Master, despite your conflictedness, we are here.
Yeah. So I'm going to point them, say, hey, there's casters down there. Go find them and kill them.
Go get them. It will be as you say. But first, Gato must go.
Yes.
Gato, you're in that thing. So this is round 1?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Otto.
Ilandar's probably finishing up grabbing whatever he's grabbing off that body.
Okay, fine. Well, I will send you an email separately.
Yep.
Otto, where is Otto? Otto is in the thing. He has managed to avoid the problems of the stinking cloud, but he still is like as he backs away. What and Farina, you are retching. I mean, you're just like throwing up.
As a free action, can Farina tell Otto to drag her out of the stinking cloud?
Sure.
That's what she does.
All right, so I need a CMB roll from Otto.
But I'm not going to fight.
I know, but that's not the point. We argued about this last time.
Oh, man.
You know, grab her by the scruff of the neck and drag her out like a mom kitten.
You want a CMD from...
CMB for Otto.
CMB.
CMB for Otto.
Or he accidentally snapped your neck.
Don't you need a CMD from Farina, too?
Well, I need to know what it is, but...
26, okay.
26. All right. So auto CMB. Let's see it.
It is going to work, I hope. Oh, it is not.
18. So Otto grabs you by the leg and begins trying to drag you away. But you are just like, Otto, what the fuck? And you find yourself sort of spinning around. You're worried that you're going to end up being prone because Otto has a real facility for putting people prone. But you realize if you fall prone inside this cloud, you're going to be sick for a long time.
Okay.
Now, you're not prone because you're like wiggling your leg, but that's as far as that goes.
Okay, so it would be fair to say he went to this side so he could pull me, so he's over here now out of the sinking cloud?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have to roll again for a reflex?
No, you're busy barking.
Okay. No, I meant Otto. Otto's turn.
Oh, no, Otto's fine.
Okay, that's it.
All right. Lothar of the Hill People. I'm very curious as to what you're doing. You're flying.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So I'm hasted.
You're hasted and flying, and you
I get
just
3
shot an arrow.
attacks. Yeah, I get 3 attacks.
Okay.
So the macro is set up so I take 2.
Whoa.
But my plan is, if the first attack kills this person, this one,
Stop moving my radius around.
I didn't move a radius.
Okay.
If the first-
I think it's Fletcher was doing it.
Somebody call for radiance?
All right, so you're shooting at the red witch?
Yeah. If the first arrow kills her, I want
Okay.
to focus the next 2 on this guy,
Okay. Deal.
if that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely, it's
So-
possible.
All right. So 22
22 will miss.
and 23.
23 will hit.
So that goes on the red witch. So 8 damage plus 2d6.
8 damage.
18 damage.
Woo, nice.
18. Oh yeah, she drops.
Yes.
Then the third attack. So
She
just
falls
take-
backwards, spewing blood against the statue of Baphomet.
Okay. So then the third attack, which will just be the first one of this macro, is
Right.
on the second guy. 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
So 9 plus 2d6. Ugh. 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Nice. Woo.
That's still going to make for one heck of a concentration check.
And again, because I've hit him, I have an understanding of where he is.
Yeah. I mean, you can see him. I mean, he's right there. He's
Well,
standing on the plinth.
I'm talking about if he
Nice try,
decides to
Lance.
leave.
Oh, if he wants to leave. Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Flash heart. Well, did you want to move it all, Lothar?
No, because I took a full attack, so I can't move.
Gotcha. Okay. Fletcher. Flash heart.
All right, so I will go to grab Farina and drag her out if possible, and doing so laying on hands to her as I have a mercy of
Give me a quick
reduce
fortitude
nausea.
save. Give me a quick fortitude save. As you reach in there to grab her.
You're stepping in it.
He's immune to it.
I think I'm immune to it.
You're immune to stinking cloud?
I'm immune to all diseases. And that's the second thing I want to ask you. So let's resolve this. And then the second thing I ask you is that thing that was reducing the strength.
It's a
I'm not
poison effect, so you are
Yeah,
immune to it.
Wait. I am not immune to poison. I'm immune to diseases, both magical, supernatural, and otherwise. So
Wait a
I
second,
looked
I
at.
thought you taught me. I thought you told me just a little.
I did tell you that. So what I'm saying is that that's the other thing to mention here is that I'm just rereading the paladin thing. I gained at level 3. I gained immune to or all diseases. I don't think anything about poisons here. So I do
essentially lied to me.
He did.
You
Yes.
lied to me.
So
But he's
please,
admitting it now.
On purpose. With malice. Oh.
with mouse.
Go ahead and roll that fortitude save.
All right, fortitude save. We do that first. 2.
I think the DC is 47.
But you could be lying.
It's a regular 20 DC 20 fortitude save, except for plus 27 for lying. 16. All right. So hold on a second. Stinking cloud, fortitude negates. Let's check. Oh, that's
Does have reach less, so he can reach in 5 feet.
It
and
doesn't
not-
matter. He got it on him. So as he drags, so he successfully drags Farina out. He grabs Farina and drags her out of the
I
cloud.
got a
But
plus
he gets
7
a big.
fortitude save.
You
Yeah.
talking to me?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, it says I have a, let me just double check. +7 force save, base saves
Hey, I
6,
don't know.
mod,
That should-
ability
that should
mod
be your
1.
best- that should be your best save, and you should be adding your charisma bonus to the save as well.
Oh, I did not add my, I don't know what, it didn't, at least it didn't calculate charisma bonus. It has a base save of 6 with an ability mod of 1, at least on my chart here.
Okay. So then
I'd have to go, I'd have to look at it.
charisma bonus as well.
Well, that would be 4 more, then that would put it at 20 if that's the case.
Ooh, the DM is reacting.
Does the 20 make it?
No.
So the reason I was reaching in, the reason I was reaching in here is that if you remember, the mercy I took at level 9 was not reducing nausea.
So it's a DC 18. So as much as I hate the lying and the cheating that has gone on beforehand, I have to play straight. So it's a DC 18 to beat the fortitude save for the stinking cloud. So you rolled a 20 apparently through some sort of calculative measure of
Trickery?
yeah, some fuckery going on there. So you will have grabbed Farina and dragged her out.
Right. And my lay on hands for her. My lay on hands for her will be the the mercy is remove nausea. Nauseated.
Remove nausea. Okay, so she
Wow.
is.
I'm just
you
read
have-
it clearly.
so just I hate to even ask, but do you actually have that, or are you just saying?
No, brutal.
Because I mean, earlier you were immune to poison. Later you're going to be immune to electricity or some shit. Probably it's like, oh, by the way, I'm 10 feet tall and I'm immune to electricity and fire and cold.
At 3rd level, I took 2nd. I took targeted at 6, and I took nauseated at 9. We talked about this. It's somewhere
Did we?
anyway.
Well,
yes.
you're probably going to have to send me.
It's
a
on
picture
video
of something.
somewhere. But
All right, so
regarding the
if
poison,
you-
poison, it was a strength loss. So that was the other thing I was going to ask you is, what's the strength loss?
Oh well, you're
Critical.
immune to poison, so you don't have a strength loss. You didn't get that. The strength loss. Oh, for the imaginary poison loss, that would be 2 points of strength that you lost.
Points of strength.
So there'd be 1 point or 2 points.
All right, got it.
All right, so you managed to drag her out. You put lay on hands on her. You do not heal her or anything, but you do cure the
Actually, he
nausea.
does.
No, he doesn't. Not if he's no. Wait a second. Not if he's trying to cure her with the nausea, which frankly sounds made up.
It does both.
It's a mercy.
Basically, it's an add-on to the healing is what it is.
It's awesome. I'm
Awesome.
down hit points too. Does that include hit point reboost?
That's all
I
right.
think so. Let me look.
Lay on hands he does, and it adds.
I think it's. I don't think it's late. Let me just read it carefully here.
No,
But-
you guys take your time with this while I add 20 more Templars.
I was going to say less. Play.
No, it basically just says it's a mercy. It's not a lay.
It'll take me a minute.
It doesn't say lay on hazard. It says it's a mercy. So no longer nauseated. The paladin must have sickened to level of mercy before selecting this mercy.
So doing. I'm assuming you have the mercy. So what does it do to do the? So we have to look at what it does to do the mercy as opposed to because it's not the same as lay on.
So mercy.
Ask Don. Don knows.
No. Wait.
Don doesn't know shit.
You lay on hands, healing, and performing every mercy that you have at one time.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you don't.
Which isn't what my
Part of laying on
that is what
hands.
I was trying to say.
Just reading right
made
here.
that shit up. You just made that shit up.
Mercy can
I will
be
give you the
repetition,
page number.
I'm
Less-
looking at it right now. Hold on.
Unless you play a paladin in BDC, you should know this stuff.
Yeah, but I never mercy or heal anybody. I'm busy kicking people's ass.
Okay, but you know that I've played a paladin and I have done that.
Yeah, but you cheat a lot.
A
Well, yeah,
mercy
there's that.
can remove a condition caused by curse, disease, or poison without curing the
All right, so at mercy, at 3rd level, every 3 levels, ever a paladin can select a mercy. Each mercy Adds
say
an
lay on
effect
hands
to the
ability, okay.
paladin, lay on hands ability.
So I guess it adds an effect. Okay, so yes, I lay on hand as well.
Son of a bitch. All right, fine. Yeah, lay on hands and mercy her. Why don't you just give her all her hit points back? That would be just great.
Okay.
You big wieners.
No doubt. That's fantastic. This is
Hey,
great.
Les,
Thanks,
What?
Flacker.
I accept your apology for calling me a liar.
And
What?
actually,
Let's all take a deep breath before we say something we're going
6.
to regret.
Why don't you accept my grand scheme of why don't you suck it?
See,
How about
see,
that?
let's tone it down.
How about you suck 100% of my ass?
All right,
All right, it's part of a thing. Go ahead.
I'm rolling. There you go. 16 points back.
16
bet-
points, and you are not nauseated anymore. So you're dragged out of there,
feel awesome. And I have full
and
hip
you
points.
stop hurling, and you get 16 hit points back.
And I look at you with a new light in my eye, Flashheart.
He's
Yeah,
got magic
the light,
hands.
the light of, isn't it nice to have a huge cheating bastard on our team?
I lean over here and say, I think I'm a marked man.
That's awesome. Thank
The
you.
problem is you may not want to stand that close to him in the next couple of rounds because of the massive area of attack spells that happen.
She did
All
run
right.
away.
I don't blame her. All right, so that's Flashheart. He's healing. He's dragging Farina out of the cloud. He heals her and somehow manages to do these things at the same time. Fletcher, you're up. So
Right,
you're
this
looking at this room that has bodies in it, but these tentacles are sort of like rounding around, but you don't see anybody in their grasp. They actually start to sort of like snake over towards you. Now you're well out of their range, so they can't get at you, but at the same time they're just like, "Ooh, that's gross."
No need to go through there.
You could if you wanted.
No thanks.
Maybe you should throw a Flashheart in there. Could happen. All right, so you're going back the other way.
Yeah, now this is, I'm thinking as a free action here, right? I would see the smoke,
Oh yeah, you would totally see it. It's covering up the entire doorway. So here's the problem with that stinking cloud. It is basically, in large part, blocking you guys in. Now you get there just in time to see Flashheart sort of drag Farina out of the thing. Otto is there with her, and he's like sort of snarfing around. Farina is fairly worse for wear. She's hurling and that kind of stuff, but she seems to be recovering. But the reality is, to get out of here, you have to go through that cloud. Unless you go through some of the other doors or something like that.
I'm going to be stupid and go for it.
Don't. As a free action, I will grab him and say, hang on a minute.
No!
Yes.
Okay, then I'll stop.
All right, you stop at the door, and Farina, in between barfs, is telling you, don't go in there.
Oh, I'm done barfing and I'm just hacked off. No more
All right.
barfing.
So what do you? So, I mean, what do you tell him? I mean, how do you get him to stop?
Hang on a minute.
He's looking to go through there.
I said, hang on a minute. And if he does, then it's my turn. Can he?
You're next. So
Okay. So I am putting a wind wall from here to here.
okay.
And I go 10 foot per level, so that's 90 foot.
All right.
I don't even need that much. So I can do 10 foot high. Would be the same amount of square footage, I guess, as a way to look at it. 2 foot.
Okay.
thick. And so basically when I heard, well, I guess I need to roll perception. I don't know if I heard.
So you're talking about a wind wall right there?
Yep. And I want to
Okay.
push it this way.
Okay. So it's pushing the, okay. All
right
right.
into the stinking a-holes that put it there. Because I think I heard Illandar say that they were down south. That the
You did.
Yeah.
You did hear that.
So that's the plan.
All right, so
Les.
wind wall, visible critical wind, 2 feet thick, considerable strength. Roaring blast. It will blow gases. Most gaseous breath weapons and creatures in gaseous mode cannot pass through the wall. It will blow those back. Yeah. So I mean, there's like this huge wind that materializes, and it's blowing everything backwards. So those stinky clouds are essentially being pushed back against the walls and the doorway, and they're funneling into the air.
So wait. Did Farina just make wind?
Yes, you did.
Ba-dum-dum.
Big win.
Had elven chili for dinner. All right, so that's you. Are you gonna move it all?
I can only do well, is that a standard action? So I have a full move? Yeah.
You have a move action.
Then I am going to move up here to the behind the barrier.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And I am taking Otto with me. No, I'm not taking Otto with me because Otto's on a different. Okay, that's it.
All right.
Next. Do those stinking clouds move less, or do they have to wait?
They're pushed back, so they're getting pushed back against the walls, and they're beginning to pour into that other room. In the meantime, oops, hold on a second. Two things happen.
That was my last second level spell. I am like to the end here of spells. This is crazy. I don't think I've ever used all my spells ever.
Les,
Yeah.
this guy has a DC 23 concentration check
Why?
because he
Oh.
took
Damage.
13 points of damage in the middle of casting that spell.
Okay.
Oh, and I need to move my, can't my elementals attack him again too?
Actually, yeah,
No,
your turn.
they cannot. You've already done that.
You started casting. You took your attack of opportunity.
DC 23, you say?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Why can't the elementals go?
The elementals
They already did.
attack of opportunity when they started casting.
Yeah, but what about the regular turn?
But that's an
The
attack
regular
of
turn they
opportunity.
can take.
You don't forget go your turn if you take an attack of opportunity.
There wasn't an attack of opportunity. They moved in there.
That was with
That was her last
last turn, though.
when she created them.
That was actually my
No,
second.
we haven't gone that far.
Yeah, we have. We've got all.
We
Yeah.
haven't rotated. No,
It's
we
Rita.
haven't.
She created them, they tried to attack, and then they cast spells, which they tried to attack of opportunity, but that doesn't forgo your next turn.
then
And
Lothar
what she
killed
just
one.
did was her second round with them there, so they should have got
They
an
go
action.
on Farina's turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
the
it's
attack of
Farina's turn, so they get to go.
Go ahead, let's call me a cheater, but this one's right.
And you missed your concentration check, so
Yeah, he also failed the concentration check. So
Which means they lose everything. It doesn't work.
Wah, wah.
which means there's now 12 of those.
Now there's like 4.
Just keep talking, he said.
Talk to the PM, guys.
No, that's fine. I think that's just fine.
It's just swell.
Just fine.
Speak that less not Bob, because we were
all right, so wait a s-
rounds.
All right, so Farina is casting wall of wind. So all right. So what you're saying is that these other guys get an attack too. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna try and pick him up again.
Okay.
So that's the whirlwind attack that you have to do. The DC. What did we decide? 12. DC 12 to.
DC 12 against the reflex save of these guys.
Yeah.
Is it a
Yeah.
reflex or?
DC 12.
Yeah, it's a reflex.
Yeah, it would be reflex. It makes sense.
All right. Let me go ahead and do the reflex save for these guys. Just let me go ahead and roll that. Well, I got a 505. So I think he made that reflex save.
Yeah, I haven't been taunting you.
I don't think the
Just
5
better
would have
though.
made it.
All right. Hold on a second.
That's just.
All right, he made a 6. Of course, he didn't make it because nothing ever works for me. So, all right, they have him. They've got him. They've lifted him up off the ground. So, of course, he can't do what he wants to do.
Well, that was for the slam, unless he's got to do another reflex save to get lifted up.
That's both of them. Well, unless he does both of them. If that's both reflexes for one of them.
All right, he doesn't get it.
Or,
So the first reflex save is a 14, the next is 21. So he gets one, but one of them's going to be able to pick him up.
okay.
So the ceilings in here, well, so the ceilings in here in this chapel are like 30 feet high. So it's
He's
bigger.
not going high. He's going out. He
All
wants
right,
to
so
try
they're
to
going to drag him out.
Yep.
Okay.
So they haven't done a movement. They had a 5-foot step. I guess is that it, the whole move, and then next time they would move him out.
No, I think summoned elementals get like 17 actions per round. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So you guys just go ahead.
No, man. Now you're like deflecting this onto me. I have been.
You just want to go to bed, Leslie, and finish this up?
No, I want to stay up late and figure out how ways I can screw you guys over.
One of
All right.
them's
No,
a
I mean,
that's
yeah,
one of
he
them
can.
move.
They can take off essentially
So if they can
because
take off, they would
it's a move action.
so then they would be heading straight out this way.
Probably half movement since they're dragging a
They're
guy.
carrying a guy. Yeah.
So if they're 100 feet, then they
That's
could
100
do
feet, so it's
10,
still 50.
20,
50 feet.
30,
Where are you going?
40. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get him.
But before you go into the wind wall, these are air
No,
elementals.
I'm not.
Okay.
Interesting.
Literally dropped my thing. Not sure where I really want him. I guess I want him here.
Yeah. Where? I mean, are you holding on to him or
I am.
are you dropping him?
I tell you what, I'm going to drop him here in the grease.
You're dropping the grease. Okay.
We can't get to him there.
All right. All right. He's
We
going
can't
to
get to him there, but we can shoot at him there, and he can't go anywhere. I really don't want to put him right here by me or by Bardos, who's, and all these guys are weak, and these guys are in another room, and I can't get him to him. So at
Just
least
just hold on. Just hold on to him right here as high up as they'll go, and that way if he does break loose, then he falls to the floor, takes damage.
Well, over there by the steps, you're talking about 15 feet. In the temple, you're talking about 30 feet. The temple has an arched dome ceiling. So
But we want him out of the temple. though.
How about this? I'll just hold him over the grease stairs right here. That's what I'll do.
okay. All right.
Just
So
hold
you're
up there.
holding him over the grease. What about the other elemental? Is he coming with, or is he staying back?
No,
there?
I'm going to send him. Well, I got one more turn with him. I'll just send him down here too. He'll just be like backup.
All right. So he's coming around there. Okay. All right. She's dead. Her and him are going to be doing that. Bardos.
Did she take 3 points of bleed damage?
Yes. As far as you know.
Or a heal check? I mean, you know, if they stop the bleeding.
Maybe the people that she went to were her friends and they healed her.
That's a possibility.
Evil people don't have friends.
They do have friends. They're just also evil.
Evil people don't have heal spells.
Sure they do. They absolutely do.
They can. Yeah.
They absolutely have heal spells. I mean, I think that's a ridiculous assertion that only good people manage to heal people. Evil people love to heal their friends. There was a big rush of people to help her.
Okay.
So this is all captured for videotape for future generations to see where
That's-
Les lost it finally, right?
And all the evil people are telling them that she did a good job regardless of getting hit.
I haven't lost
She'll do
it.
better next time.
I've gained it.
He went full pro evil.
All right.
Listen, I'm going to move up and touch Farina and give her the same thing, because it's been 4 rounds. I'm going to give her +2 to her dexterity for arrow.
+2 dex. Okay. +2 dex to Farina.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll leave that on because I hadn't taken it off.
Perfect. You going to move any further than that?
Nope.
Illendar. Let's see what bullshit you have in store. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? It's your turn.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know anything.
No. So what are you up to?
So the 2 elementals that are burrowing are probably still burrowing out.
far as you
No,
know,
no, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. They came
well,
to
no,
me.
wait a second. No, they've
they came to
come
here.
back up. Yeah.
Fletcher
They
never got
popped
his
up
turn.
right here. So the one I set down early is probably still burrowing to get down there.
Held off.
Why is this guy up?
Wall.
Huh? Well, he's in the hands. So the ceiling is only about 12 feet high. So he's probably near the top. So probably 8 to 10 feet off the ground. He's not happy about it. He's like, ah! You know, like.
So if these guys are 6 foot tall, then they can smack at him.
Sure.
Okay, they're both gonna smack at.
So they're gonna swat at him as
Yeah.
these guys pass through.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
For them, it's like a pinata or something.
Yeah, now it is.
Dan.
Do what?
Number 9.
Dan.
Yeah.
Fletcher.
Fletcher. Yo, Fletcho.
You know,
Your
it's this
turn
time of night that everybody sort of turns in without actually telling people that they've turned. I'm gonna do that sometime. I'm like,
He didn't get his turn,
he's
Les.
gonna be face down in my. No, he did.
No, he didn't, because he held off. He reserved till I moved the wind wall in place.
Okay, so he is after
Postpone till-
you.
After it, well, he could have been after me, but I guess he'll be after Illendar now.
All right, we'll put it after Illinois. All right.
Okay. All right. Here's the 2 attacks.
Miss and miss.
Okay. Then
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do an acid splash towards this guy.
Okay, so you just sort of reaching around there. 24 will hit. 2 points of acid as he goes by. That's just rude, man.
Yep. I think he was about to be rude to me, so.
Well, no, he's being carried by a bunch of. Oh, I see what the problem is. He's being carried by a bunch of elementals. So 2 points done. And he's like, "Ow, that acid hurts." Fletcher, are you there?
I sure am.
Okay, it's your turn, bud.
So he's up.
Aren't I the start of the round?
No,
now?
remember you reserved until
Reserved.
the wall going.
So it's actually it's not even Gatto anymore. It's my remaining Templars at the start. So we got so it's Fletcher, Gatto, and Otto, and then we're done.
But the wall hasn't pushed forward past the stinking cloud, right?
The wall. No, the wind wall is staying in place, and it's basically blowing the stinking cloud back through the doorway.
Out of the door.
It'll just take a round or so to do it.
Yes, this is going to take some time.
Oh.
The south
All right,
doorway,
for
not the
You don't
doorway.
risk
It's not blowing towards you. It's blowing south.
Right. But I can't get through that door.
Not right now. You can't. Well, I mean, you could, but you have to do it for it.
I'm sorry. I thought it would take it down faster than that. I apologize.
It'll take
That's
a
right.
minute.
I will pause my action further then.
Gatto?
This turn.
I'm
After
doing my
that,
second round.
after that noise that Flashheart just made, didn't he inhale the stinking clouds
So, a little bit.
and make them go away entirely?
Look
Because
at
it
him.
sounded like he just sucked the pillow off the couch. Exactly.
This is my coffin repose.
I'm pretty sure he just inhaled a couch pillow.
When I was in Peru, we went to this island that was supposed to be white, but it was actually brown from the walruses that lived on there. And that's exactly what those walruses sounded like.
Wow.
Matt's I
Tough
think she's
crowd tonight.
I think she's saying that Matt's a walrus.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a pretty
There are
amazing.
worse things to be in life.
Oh my gosh.
Cuckoo,
I'd be a-
cuckoo.
Yeah. Good.
I'd be
Pikachu,
okay with big old
exactly.
tusks.
So is Otto going to do anything?
Otto is doing nada.
All right, we're done.
And there goes another couch pillow.
Mm.
Good night, Matt.
Hi,
All right, you guys. Thanks, you
Good night,
guys.
all.
This is great.
Get some rest, buddy.
I will. So Traveler next Sunday, and we'll talk about. So let me your thoughts on Saturday games and what you guys want to do while we're under quarantine.
Hey,
Okay.
Les, can I ask you about Traveler before you hang up?
Yeah, sure. But I got to pee first.
Okay,
so.
good night, all.
All right, later,
Good
dudes.
night, everybody.
Anybody else
Hey,
who wants to
guys.
talk Traveler, want to talk
You want
about
me to hang out, Matt?
if you want to hang out for a second.
I
just
want
wanna
to
talk
ask a question, but
I want to ask about useless skills. Like I have piloting watercraft at 2. I just want to know. I know that's just the random game generator, but we were talking about new character sheets, which I don't think we've ever seen yet. And I just want to know if there's any chance to turn in what will be, I'm assuming, constantly useless skills.
Yeah, he'll let you work with that. When I rolled mine, my weapon came back as pike, and I'm like, pike skill. And I'm like, what the hell is
Space
that?
pike.
He's like, yeah, he let me change it. So I think,
Well, I'm thinking you
awesome.
definitely have a case for snoring +4.
Yeah, I'm part Snorlax Pokemon.
That would be awesome.
inhaling skill.
All right, man. Get some rest. I'll talk to you guys again.
All right, good
Night,
night.
Chuck.
Okay.
Bye.
Here comes another
Good night, Matt. Good night, Mike. I'll see you guys later.
all right.
I gotta wait for Les. Good night.
I'm gonna wait for Les too, but I'll let you do your thing or ask your
All right.
question first.
Thanks. Yeah, when I first saw that, I was positive I was immune to poison. Then I went back and looked at it as I was looking up the nauseated thing, and I realized that I only have immune to disease.
All right, sorry about
Oops.
that.
No
Hey.
worries.
Oh God, I had to pee. Hold before you guys talk. Let me stop the recording.
Then we can talk about people. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about people all we want. Okay.
Yeah, Les, by the way,